And welcome back to another episode of Barbershop Talk Like This. I'm your host, Trader Barber.
And this your other host, Dicethebarber.
Cause you're squashed on the couch.
And today in the building, man, we got a whole panel of beautiful women. We about to set this shit off. We're going to start here. Actually, let's start on the Zoom first. Introduce yourself. Kay.
Oh, hi. I can't hear you guys very well, but I'm Kay Cola, CEO of Organic Grow Hair Co. and the Flavor of Creole Food Truck and WhoHurtYou.com. And I'm born and raised LA. So, West.
That's what's up.
Left side.
To my right.
Hi, I'm Aurabella and I'm the co-host of Damas, and I'm also a news producer for I do news. Yeah, serious shit. Hard news.
News.
Yeah.
Like
To
the
my
real
other
news?
right.
Yeah, real news.
Or not Fox News.
Hi, I'm Arie Rose. I am one of the co-hosts and executive producer of Damas, and I'm also the owner of Made Studios LA.
Hi, I am Teresa Kushney. I am the head of HR for a PR agency.
Okay, y'all, what's up? I am Sunny, and I do YouTube and social media content and fitness.
All right. Well, first of all, there's a couple things we do to start our show off. First thing we like to do is we like to thank God for waking us up this morning, allowing each and every last one of us to be here, to continue to bless us all through this pandemic, take care of our health, our families, and just keep everything rocking, all right? Amen. And the second thing we do, we start our show off with a shot.
Mine is a shot of water, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Kay doesn't have her shot.
Salud.
Salud.
Hey, where your shot? Where your shot?
I have water. That's all I got for y'all.
It's all good. It's all
I have a
good.
shot of Mountain Valley spring water.
That's all good. Dice, get off your phone. All right. How's everybody doing today, first of all?
I'm good. How about you? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Kush, it's been a while since you've been here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
since I've
saying?
been
How the
around.
hell
I
you-
know,
I'm
yeah.
great.
Kush,
Feeling?
Kush had that. You had the vid.
I did have the Rona.
He survived the
I
vid.
survived the Rona.
Damn, nigga, how was that shit?
I did have the Rona.
That's scary.
I had the
Was.
I had the Rona.
How did that shit go for you? I mean,
It wasn't that bad. More nerve-wracking than anything, but fever the first couple of days was just crazy, and you know what I'm saying, you get congested in a motherfucker, but by maybe 4 or 5 days after I was on the road to recovery, it was cool. It wasn't as
Anybody
terrible
else?
as I was told.
Anybody else up here had that shit?
Nah, thank
Nobody?
God. No.
I've been sick, but I mean,
You didn't get to.
I was a breakthrough case.
Use a break. What does that mean?
It means I caught COVID after being vaxxed.
Oh shit! Fucking around with this nigga.
Trying to take care of his ass, and you got it.
Yep.
All right, so
Tell her.
there's a few things that popped off this week before we really get into what we came here to do. First of all, rest in peace, Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know who Young Dolph is, but
Right.
rapper got killed in Memphis, Tennessee. That shit fucked me up, man, because I like Dolph. Dolph is one of my favorite rappers.
I'm really
anyway,
just sick of seeing this in our culture.
I know, right? Dice told me.
Supposedly, known or unknown rappers. It's been about close to 150 to 200 rappers that died this year.
I'm sick of
crazy.
seeing.
That's
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing that in the culture. That's way.
Well,
too
I mean, I don't understand. What is going on? Why these little niggas so mad? It's like before you try to take music to get up out of your current situation, but it's like now they bringing their current situations into the music game, and it's like whatever they rap about, it's
That's
like
what
they
sells.
have to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's
before.
what sells.
Do you think all this is happening because they flashing too much?
No, I think they feel a necessity to live out the shit they say
Yeah.
on lyrics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when in our decades when we were saying shit like the incredible to settle the score like a dude shot you in the face through the peephole in your door, we wasn't actually going and shooting niggas through the peephole in the door. It was just a bar that made you go ooh.
Right, back then we was like-
them niggas say that, and if it's a fight, you might get shot.
Yeah, back
Because
really
the
get
words,
shot.
because the words that you saying, a lot of people look up to that shit and they think that they gotta go and follow what you actually saying to be relevant they hood to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Nowadays, they rapping about what they did. Like, niggas is doing murders and getting on songs rapping about that shit. Like, who the fuck does that shit? Like, these niggas, the crack baby era, I'm telling you, these niggas on that crack.
Can I take it a little bit deeper, though?
Show enough.
Go ahead.
I feel like, don't you think, like, just in general, society is a little crazier than normal? Like, even people robbing, like, you know, all this, like, evilness that's been unleashed in the world. Because I feel like ever since the pandemic, like, the mental illness has spiked up, and I think it's causing a lot more underlying issues in everybody, period.
I don't even know if I believe. I know it's spiked, but I feel like part of the thing is everybody stuck in their house for a minute. So that nigga that was crazy but left every morning at 9 and came home at 10 and went to sleep, and you ain't really had to deal with his crazy ass. Now he's in the house all day. And this nigga's fucking
media.
crazy.
Social
And
media
you know what I'm
too.
saying? And that
Social
woman is
media.
crazy. And social media adds to the.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's also looking at all the things that we know have been happening every day.
Right.
Like the killing of black men,
Right.
black people. Do you know what I'm saying? That has been happening for years.
Right.
That's what I don't understand.
We're just all sitting down without the other distractions in life to actually fucking see it on social media.
Absolutely.
Right? It's 24/7 and it's
24/7.
unfiltered. There was a time before social media where your news, you had to sit in front of the TV at a certain time to get it.
Yeah.
It had to make the print a certain time to get in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Right? And it was finite amount of information.
Right.
Now it is
Everything.
it is a
Media.
free for all.
Everything.
And you don't know if the shit is real or not because the vetting process before it was like you can't put that information out if you don't know if that shit is true or not.
Yeah.
Now you put it out and figure out if it's true.
Yeah. Right. Everybody's an expert these
Right.
days.
And
And everybody whipping out the cameras. You
That's the
getting
thing,
this shit
everybody's
that's
in that
happening right there. Like, oh, we going live. Like,
Yeah,
nobody wants to
Right,
jump in and
there's
help
no-
or save
And
nobody.
there's no policing because parents are too, I'm going to say it, too busy and too lazy to really engage with their kids. So what they do is they put an iPad or a phone, an electronic
but
device
it's
in front
also
of
the
their kids
algorithms, too.
instead of engaging with them, right? Because before you think about it, the home life, there was a time where you could watch TV with the family. You were monitored in terms of what you could consume,
Yeah.
right?
But you're talking about the 80s and
Right.
90s.
So
I'm saying, but it's
There
still
was
the
no
same.
social media back
That
then.
did. That's what she's saying.
Some of
That's what
those
she's
it
saying.
was still
Right.
more
Social
parenting.
media.
right, it was still more parenting, but on the flip side of that is now it's homogenized thinking. You only know one thing. You don't get introduced to anything beyond what your parents are okay with understanding themselves, right? So there's a flip side to it. All I'm saying, we need to learn to live in moderation.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
How you feel about that, Sonny?
I know, son, you over there kind of quiet.
Yeah, right. She watching the show.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's interesting to hear
She
from
like,
your
fuck
perspective.
that shit. Shoot them niggas, man.
No, it's interesting to hear because you make your living on social media, right?
But I mean, I have a daughter, and she's like straight A.
Dice, move the mic towards her.
You know,
Right,
and
but
it is
it's
based
about
on
parenting. It's the
Yeah,
time and
yeah.
engagement that you have, right?
Right.
But in a society now where we have the idea of instantaneous, we're a microwave generation.
Right.
We want everything right now before we even think of it, right? Alexa, algorithms, did you just say that? Picking up everything that you're saying and really calculating what you're interested in and pushing that in front of you.
Right.
Right?
Kay is back on, so you can ask her the question because I don't think she heard it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I didn't hear the question. What was the
right.
question?
It wasn't really. We were talking.
We was talking.
What's the
All right.
timer right
Listen,
now?
we was talking about. We was talking
This is
about.
the best. Let's see if we
You
can
know,
keep
like all the black rappers and stuff like that dying. In this past year, we was talking about Dolph and stuff like that, and a lot of people was basically, kind of say how they felt about why they think that it's happening and stuff like that.
You know what? Honestly, we could continue to blame social media. I think it just enhances it. It's just like they say, money doesn't change you, it just enhances who you are, right?
Exactly.
So I think what, the young lady was saying before about we're living in it, because I own an online business that blew up on social media. And my customers are very like, I need it now. And I think we're like that with everything. We lack patience. But I just think that speaks to humanity in general. I think every vice that we've had is just now heightened. I think every, good, the light and the dark in us, right? Like the light is the people who are becoming more aware and quote unquote woke. That is, that's happening in record numbers. And then there's also the dark stuff that happens as well. So the universe is always very balanced. It doesn't matter like what time we're in, because if we look back in the ancient times, they used to, the Olympics started out with these orgies and killing babies and doing all these things. So we've always been very violent, very jealous, very ugly. We've been very ugly. I think, after slavery, we had this, in the 50s, if you think about like commercials and what people were allowed to wear, we had this, it was fake. It was like, okay, you go home and you have your two parents and, you have this happy family, but mom's getting beat at home, dad's an alcoholic. So we were just hiding it, right? And now everything is exposed. I don't think that this is new.
Right.
I just think that we're exposed to it. And so, social media will expose jealousy, but people have been killing rappers and their homies and people in their community for a very long time. And so we have to
look at it. It's heightened now, though. I mean, that has happened for a while, but I think it's at an all-time high.
I think it's heightened because
I think we have more rappers.
Like
we have more rappers and we have more access to news a lot quicker. We're fine. Like the rate at which we're seeing death, I didn't grow up seeing death like that, but it doesn't mean that death wasn't happening.
Facts.
Right.
So,
well, now we can see it because of social media, and we could, a lot of people might die, and if we don't have that local news, we don't know about it. But now with social media, and you got World Star, and you got everything else Twitter. Like that, to where Twitter and everything, like you could kind of catch up on the news immediately wherever it's at. So like I said earlier, because you wasn't on, I said this past year, it's been like, I don't know the exact number, but whether rappers are known or unknown, there's been about at least 150 to 200 rappers that died this year.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Look, I
also think there are a lot more rappers.
Oh yeah, I was about to say at our time there wasn't even that many rappers out.
That's crazy.
I think that there are a lot more rappers because people again have access to the World Wide Web and they're able to create a SoundCloud or they're able to create their own distribution through whatever label.
All niggas that used to be local is now everywhere.
Right? Yeah, because now everybody is more independent. They starting their own labels and stuff like that. So therefore, you don't have to be on Def Jam or something like that to be a rapper. Like you could, if you got a big social media following, you could do your own thing.
Well, like I was saying, I preferred it back in the days where if somebody famous died, it made the news in the newspaper, and you was cool. But the rest of the deaths around you was folks that were in your peripheral, your friends or your friends' friends, or that's it. Now every time anybody died, everybody know.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that shit crazy.
Yeah,
it's very it's causing a lot of trauma. I'm sorry, I have a lot of anxiety just even opening up my Instagram at this point.
I don't like Instagram no more.
I don't like no
turn that shit off. For real, it's like you.
I post and I log.
I hate that shit, man. That shit is bad. Every time you open it up, you scroll twice, you see something happy, and next thing you know, it's like fucked up.
It's an emotional roller coaster. It's like a high, low.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
How do y'all feel about the Rittenhouse case that just happened, with him getting off with?
There you go.
I'm not surprised. Who's surprised?
I mean, we're not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Whole news lady over here.
Yeah,
right.
well, I honestly was extremely shocked. I had to actually give the breaking news. I just told my anchor, look up the info, and we put a bunch of info together and we put it, and she just had to say it on air with no video. We were super shocked, and of course I had to break the show. I had to start the show with that. And of course, it has like a lot of people really, really angry.
Yeah. Right.
I have an unpopular opinion.
Go ahead.
I think a lot of people are emotional. Being a Black mother, I have a Black son. I get why people are emotional because my son could have never got away with that. Yeah. But from a legal standpoint, if you actually study the case and you actually watch the video, what he did was weak. Like, I feel like the streets should handle him, but from a legal standpoint, he did not break the law.
Exactly.
So
right.
Even though I feel like it's messed up, and there is obviously, we have a biased judicial system. that doesn't mean that he should go to jail. It means that the system needs to be fixed so that if the same thing happens to my son, he gets off as well.
Okay, so you telling me it wasn't wrong for him to be out there walking down the street with a fucking assault rifle?
The thing is that it's legal in that
No,
state.
it was
it's
illegal in that state.
Well,
yeah.
he wasn't legal enough to have it because he was only 17.
And
you got
I
to be 18 to do that.
Right.
But
But that was the law that got thrown out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
true.
That was the very law that
And
got
I feel
thrown
like
out
the
in
judge,
his favor.
and I feel like
You
the judge
understand?
wasn't on his side from the rip. You know, I'm not saying what he did wasn't legal. What I'm saying is he went out there looking for a problem.
Yes.
He wasn't allowed to have that. He wasn't old enough to have that gun over there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he turned into the law enforcement. Like the law enforcement, they had National Guard out there.
Right.
They had the cops out there. Why are you walking around with an assault
I'm
rifle?
gonna tell you one of the
I
things.
mean, like he was looking for a problem. He got one. He got away with it. But I still don't think that it's right, even though it is the
okay,
law.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
mean-
tell you this, but one of the things that
Correct.
bothered me the most, just by watching the video, how many police cars drove past him with the assault rifle hanging
Yes.
from his shoulders, and even though he had his hands in the air, but how many of us have had our hands in the air with no weapons at all? You know what I'm saying?
And got
I
shot
remember
down.
the dude a few years ago that was on his back, hands up, and they still shot him. So it's
Right.
like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That just fucks with me a little bit.
Castile, let's just say he was in the car and he announced it.
Right.
He notified them that he was armed, and they still shot him on Facebook Live.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
let's just be clear: the laws are not written for people of
For
color,
us. No.
Right.
right?
Right.
The
Right,
laws,
yeah.
and they do Tetris with the law. They take away and add what serves their purpose.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why certain states have certain laws.
So
Yeah.
I mean, come on, let's just be real. Yes, he may not have broken the law, but morally, that little boy had no business
Morally.
carrying an assault
Right,
rifle down the street
right.
Facts.
to
Absolutely.
a fucking
Absolutely.
protest.
Right.
You
Exactly.
Absolutely.
understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, his parents told him that shit's okay to do,
Right.
and
took
so
pictures
did the
with
rest
hands.
of white America. With
Right.
this
Yeah, and then,
you understand?
you know, I was.
So it's not okay because
No.
I'll say this: I'm not going to name him because his mother has asked that people not invoke his name. But the little boy who was shot, 12 years old, for playing with a toy gun.
Yeah.
A
absolutely.
toy gun was gunned down. You understand what I'm saying? Let's just compare apples to apples here.
Right.
Right. That's why I said that the laws need to be, the whole system needs to be changed. The laws are not written for moral,
And we say that, but how many people go to the polls?
right.
How many
Right.
people actually?
That's the problem.
How many people go to polls, and how many people
Yeah.
actually hold their council people
Exactly.
accountable?
Accountable. Yeah.
Right? Do you know who your council person is in bed with? Who they're being funded
Do you
by?
even know who
they're
your
being
council
supported
person
by?
is?
Is.
Do you know
Yeah.
when you look at your paycheck and that shit is taxed out? Do you know where your money goes
Yep.
and what
Right.
your voice is saying? No, we don't pay attention to that shit because we're just trying to survive every day.
That's why I think it's so important that with cases,
The conversation
like
is getting
these-
to
Like,
him.
it's been like 10 minutes. I just want to check. Okay.
Kush over here having a choke attack right now from smoking. Okay, that's what we all laughing at.
Gotta be
Like,
slow.
he trying to survive. Like, oh shit.
I'm like, the conversation good, but there's somebody going down. There's someone dying. Anyone know CPR?
Look,
And she just talking
if we
like,
all
yeah,
know
babe, you know.
Kush, we know that's a normal occurrence. His name is Kush for a reason.
I'm like, if she's okay, still having the conversation while he
know.
dying, then he ain't really
She
dying.
just kept on, she just kept on talking.
She's like,
she
he
looked
died
at
like
it.
that 10 times a day.
Anyway, yeah, so do you know who your council person is?
It's a whole commercial
Get yourself
for the
together,
pregnant.
motherfucker. Oh shit.
No, she's absolutely right. We should
Let's
use
have
our
some real
anger
chat.
to find that stuff out and be proactive rather than, just posting our angry opinions on social
How many-
media.
How many
That's part
people
of
are
the
your
problem.
parents?
Right here.
Parents?
I think most of us, yeah.
Right?
Everybody here is
Everybody.
Like, all of us.
Except for
So,
Paul.
so we think about like, yo, what do we
Shooting
want
blanks.
for our kids?
Right.
What are we doing to change it for them?
Yeah.
If we don't like what we're going through and we know it's going to take some time, what are we doing to make sure that it's going to be
And
better
it's
for
only
our
going to
kids?
get worse if
Yeah.
Because we don't do.
Only getting worse.
Yeah, and all we do with social media is we highlight the problems, but we don't offer any solution.
I wish
Yeah.
social media would disappear sometimes.
That's what I be trying to do on my social media.
Right. Some
I'm now
solutions,
offering
right?
tips. Yeah.
Demonic.
People need to vote.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So they
People
need to be
vote.
educated to vote.
Educated also.
And know how to hold people
Yep.
that they vote into office accountable. That's what we don't know how to do.
Exactly. And you hear a lot of people complaining. A lot of people tell us, why'd you put that on the news? And the thing that is always in my head, I'm like, did you vote? You don't only have to vote for the president. People have to vote for how they
Your
said
local,
council member.
regional.
If you
Yeah,
vote,
that affects where you
That's
live.
the most important.
important.
The local, because that's where it starts.
That's right. Because
Are you allowed to say that?
Exactly.
You said that you're a news broad. Are you allowed to say that though? Because I know that like the news just offers the news, but like, can you as a news broadcaster also offer solutions or say things like that? Maybe at the end of your spiel.
I think I could say, sir, I can't tell you exactly how I really feel because I want to give you guys the facts.
Right.
And
Right.
then I want people to decide. That's what I struggle a lot with that. I can't give a lot of opinion, but I kind of like keeping my opinion in my own head because I like to educate people
right.
and then have them make their own opinion.
Right.
But what I can say is vote. That is something
Right.
I can say because that is something that's like, I mean, who would say, no, don't vote? No, you have to vote.
Right.
Vote locally.
Understand
yeah.
why you vote.
Exactly.
Right? There's
Yeah.
there's a what and
Yeah.
a why
Exactly.
to it.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't research and sometimes we just want to do it just to get it over with.
Well, what we do
but we
is
don't
use
understand the
social media
why.
for research.
Yeah,
Right.
And a lot of newscasters nowadays, they do give their opinion, and that is honestly that's unethical to do on camera. Like I can probably
Yeah.
give you my opinion here, but if I'm on camera
Right.
doing my news show, it's a
Right.
little unethical to give your opinion, and a lot of newscasters do that. I really try to avoid that, especially like the newer generation. We're trying to avoid that, trying to break that because a lot of people don't trust the media because we give our opinions. We're not supposed to. We're supposed to tell you this is what happened. You guys react to it. We're telling you guys vote, make the change. We're helping you guys. You know, we're giving you guys that information so you can make the change. We can vote. I can vote, but then I don't have to tell you who I voted for, but I'm doing my part. So we're telling you guys do your part. Yeah.
Right. So I like everybody's answers on all that. You know, that was dope. But we do have an all-female panel, so we want to.
Right, we are here to talk to the ladies about. Oh my God, we're here to talk to the ladies about being women in today's times and some of the things that you guys have to go through. We want to educate some of these guys out here who don't know nothing about women. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go through that. First of all, what I want to know is I want to get everybody's status. You know what I'm saying? We've already determined that everybody here has children. You can say how many children you have if you want or you don't. And let us know your status. Married, single, dating, whatever your status is. So therefore, our viewers can get an understanding who their answers are coming from.
Okay. Well, I'm a mother of one, single, and I haven't even dated. My son is 2.
You haven't even dated like in
No,
life?
I haven't. No, after my son was born, I haven't dated.
Oh, okay,
so I'm
yeah,
like,
So you ain't been on a date in 2
single
years?
and single.
Dated.
Yeah, I
That was a
haven't.
dumbass question. He's talking about dated in life, but she got a kid, nigga. Like, the fuck?
Hey, but you don't have
I'm
to
not
be-
trying to have you sticking up for your man over here. Let this shit ride.
Shots fired. He's like, I have your own shit.
Let
No,
this
no,
shit
you're
ride.
right. Some people have. Some people.
Listen,
Peaceful
here's
podcast.
the thing. Here's what we do know.
podcast.
Here's what we do know. Hold on. Here's what we do know, Kush.
This nigga want to be mad.
No,
at that
Kush,
rapper.
listen.
It's
Listen,
cool.
no, listen.
It's cool.
What we do know is before this
Add a new
podcast,
timer.
Dice is going to say multiple stupid things.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I really get upset.
Don't even worry about it.
Hey, I'm
All right.
trying to help you here. Some people don't even date the partner that they have
Right.
kids with. So, I'm
You
I'm
had a
trying to-
one-night stand?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
I have a daughter who is 19 years old in college, and I am happily in a long-term relationship.
You look good, girl. Talking about 19. Okay, we see you.
Thank you.
I have 2 daughters, 24 and 30, and I have
what? No. You do not look like you have a 30-year-old.
a 30-year-old
Oh,
daughter.
let's go.
Married
Shut
next
the
month.
fuck up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her daughter's getting married next month. Oh, I would cry. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And I've actually been married 3 times. I'm a widow. I mean, twice. I'm a widow, and about to do it the 3rd time next year in April.
Wait.
Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. I ain't know.
You said you about to be a widow again.
I ain't
Let
even
me
know.
rephrase that.
Okay, Kush. Okay, Kush. Good one.
No, I am not the Black Widow.
I was gonna say Black Widow.
Right.
Oh my God.
Okay, Kush, congratulations, Maya.
I know, right?
Congrats.
Okay, so I have a daughter.
Lean into the mic a little bit.
I have a daughter.
How old is she?
She don't want to.
You can pass on certain questions.
Yeah. Anything you don't listen. Anything you don't want to answer, just say I'm not answering that.
I was like, no big.
Right.
And I'm single, dating, not really. Just been focused on my money and my stuff, but
Amen.
I'm open to it sometimes.
Sometimes.
Every now and again.
I feel like
We didn't get Kay, right? We didn't get you yet, right?
No.
No, I have been in back-to-back relationships since I was 16, so I'm currently single and not looking to mingle right now. I'm just looking to heal because that was a lot.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids. I've been married before, and yeah.
Okay, listen. So you said something that grabbed my attention when you said you're looking to heal, which is
Yes.
kind of the reason why I wanted to do this podcast. Because again, apparently we seem to need to educate men on how to treat women.
Yeah.
So
Let us tell you.
that's
why
why
y'all
we're here. So when you say heal, like
Mm-hmm.
if you don't mind or whatever you want to share, like
Yes.
what part of that did like what created that? Let's,
Men.
you know what I'm saying?
I was just, I'm not even gonna say men. I'm just tired of seeing myself and my sisters going through the same thing over and over again. And so I'm a researcher. I like to know why we operate the way we operate. And I've been in therapy for the last 3 years. I'm a domestic violence survivor. I never use the word victim because I'm not a victim. I was molested as a child. I was raped at 19. Like I said, I've been in back-to-back relationships. I don't have a problem dating men. I've been proposed to 4 times. And so I always hear the thing like that people say about women, oh, she can't keep a man. She can't keep a man. And to me, it's very problematic the way we view women and relationships and the way women compete with each other. And it makes me really upset to like watch how humanity is kind of self-destructing, especially over relationships, because I believe relationships and the family structure is the foundation for humanity. And I think if we learn to get that right, we can circumvent so many of the problems we have, right? So I was like, okay, it starts with me. I can't keep blaming all of these men and what I'm going through. So I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. And that led me to therapy and a lot of reading and podcasts like these. This is so beautiful. So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to be the change that I want to see. And I'm going to share with everyone who can't necessarily afford therapy because therapy is very expensive. I'm going to share with them what I learned so that maybe we can heal together. I have a phrase that I say, I love you. I hope you heal. And I genuinely mean that for humanity itself. So I'm just tired of like the abuse and I had to figure out why. And one thing that my therapist said this week was that in studies, they have found women who were abused in their childhood or did not have their emotional needs met. You didn't have to necessarily get molested or have something, happen to you like that. But if your needs weren't met, if one of your parents was an alcoholic, if one of your parents talked down on you, whatever it was, right? Those women tend to get in abusive relationships. On the other end of the spectrum, men tend to become the abuser. And that was so interesting to me because that's such a huge scope, right? And so I said, well, I don't want to be with abusers anymore. I don't want to be with, people who look like my father. And so I am on this healing journey so that I can hopefully be with a man who my children can respect and admire and who will be a good partner. And so that, we can help our community heal and do it together.
Yeah, and you're gonna find it. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You're gonna find it. Yep. Anybody else want
to share?
I want to jump in on that
Come on.
because I am a domestic violence survivor as well. I was in a relationship for 8 years where I was abused, like physically all the time. And I come from a family that my parents have been in love for 50 years, right? And so I realized after that relationship, I was single for about 14 years. And I kept going into the wrong relationships. So in my relationship now, I realized that I was bringing a lot of those traumas into this relationship. So I started therapy 2 years ago to try and understand and to heal myself, to be able to provide a good relationship, good communication, instead of resorting back to the old person and carrying those traumas from before. Now, I'm Latina. In Latina families and cultures, it's frowned upon.
It's really frowned
No, it's
upon.
really frowned upon to go into therapy. Like, you don't go to therapy. You don't tell people your problems. You don't air out your laundry in the streets. So it's my thing. Like, when I'm speaking, when I talk to anybody, I love to tell people I go to therapy. I love to tell people how important it is to heal, how important it is to have a place to vent. And most importantly, I think one of the things I like to tell people is you can go to nonprofits and tell them how much you can afford on a weekly basis, and they will work with you. So a lot of people think I don't have insurance or I can't pay $200 a session. You can look up nonprofits in your area and call them and say, I would like someone to talk to about certain things, and I can only afford $25 a week, and they will work with you.
And that's good information for people who don't know that, because just like you said, they might think, oh, therapy is going to cost me too much, I don't want to do it, and then they end up becoming like a victim because they didn't have the knowledge.
Exactly.
And
so I think it's important for us to be able to do that, because it does take a different level of healing to get to that level, to even be comfortable to share that. Like, I don't think I've ever said this out loud, and I just said it out loud.
Hey, well, this is what you're here for. You know what I mean? The show will bring it all out.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah, Kay said thank you for sharing your story.
I have to say, I think there are a lot of women who experience domestic violence in one form or fashion when in relationships, and many of it is unreported. Many of it is denied and hidden, right? And we suffer silently because, one, we walk through the world as women, understanding that we are prey, right? And that is a trauma that we are born into, right? And so, unless you are nurtured in an environment when you are given a voice and empowerment from, your caretakers, whether it be male or female, but the empowerment of who you are outside of your gender doesn't happen often. Right. We are, as we are born, we're given this narrative that you should be a princess and there's a prince to come rescue you. You are a damsel in distress, right? So that immediately puts you in a position of weakness, right? So that needs to change, where you have to understand there are unique values as a woman versus a male, but we are equal as human beings.
Right.
We're not seen that way, and we have unique needs. Men have different needs than women.
Right.
Right? And what we don't identify is how we provide those needs to each other.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And because we're so broken and traumatized, we're born in with our parents' traumas. And you understand?
Right.
They're not healed when they bring us into life. So we're born with that. That's what we call generational curses. Right? Generational traumas. They come with you. So I say this, and I say it to my children, my daughters who have not had children yet, right? Know who you lay down to have kids by.
Right.
Know who you're bringing life into this
my
world
daughter.
with.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you haven't worked out your shit, they haven't worked out your shit. It is unfair to make that child to have to live through that.
Right.
And I feel like, this is why, things trickle down the line, as far as parenting and stuff like that. So our parents learn from their parents, we learn from our parents, and therefore we drop down the knowledge, because there's a lot more resources for us to get knowledge to drop down to our kids. So now, we let them know what we did wrong so that they don't make the same mistakes and stuff like that. So, it all comes from the different parenting and passing it on, and eventually everything's going to start to be right because we're a lot more knowledgeable than we were before.
I think it's about transparency too.
Yeah.
Like if I was raised in an Asian culture where your parents were like gods. You don't question them. There's no wrong.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you could see you're about to drive off a cliff. You couldn't tell them that's wrong. You made a wrong turn. You understand what I'm saying? We all just died.
Yeah, but the thing is, now we done all took that same curve. Now that we know, to be like, don't turn like that. You better slow down. Don't do 50 going around that turn. Do about 25 because we learned with the lessons in life to let them know.
Right. And then there are some who go the other extreme. It's like, I can take that turn and miss the cliff and hit the other plateau.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
You have extremes where there's no understanding of why moderation is important. And I go back to that thing. You have to experience light in order to know what darkness is.
Okay, so let me ask this: with going through, your own personal traumas, struggles, whatever, when you do seek out that partner, what is it that you are looking for? Is it financial security? Is it good looks? Is it the way he treats you? Is it, what he goes out of his way to do for you? Like, what?
Can I speak on that really quickly? And I just wanted to also add, I don't know if you guys noticed, because you said that you grew up in Asian culture. She said she grew up in Latin culture. I'm Latin, Black, and Jewish. And the thread that I hear and the commonality is that all of those cultures still want you to not say things about in the household, right? We think that it's just Latin culture or it's just Black culture. Literally, it's in all of those households. So we're all carrying those like really toxic traits in
Absolutely.
each
so,
ethnicity.
it's because it goes back to status.
Yeah.
You can't show any type of weakness. Yeah. Right? As if we
Right.
cannot be human in order to be
Right.
perfect.
Right.
Right.
I mean, nobody's perfect.
Exactly. And it goes into, it permeates through everything, like the caste system. The hierarchy in the world that has the narrative is white is the best, then we get to yellow and brown, and then black is at the bottom.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that is where they're like, the purists want that, to keep it that way, so they can define their own hierarchy. Do you understand
Which
what I'm
is
saying?
why the family and the Black and brown family is so important for us to get out of these, these mindsets that have been given to us throughout, history. But I wanted to answer your question about what we're looking for, because I also wanted to say that there's this phrase that there are a lot of, like they say, there's a lot of good men out there. Women just don't want them. And that's not true. I didn't go to any of the guys that I went to that abused me. And I didn't know that they were abusive. I didn't say, hey, I want you, you're abusive. You know what I mean? So I want to make that clear to men, because I think men get discouraged when they're good men. And I really try to encourage men, like, please keep being good. Like, don't feel like just because you didn't get her, and her, that somebody else isn't out there seeing you. Because it's so important that you, first of all, be good because you want to be good.
Right.
Okay. Like,
First
let's start there.
Yeah.
But also, just because you're not, a lot of good women aren't seen either. But when I'm looking for a husband, I'm definitely looking for someone who can provide, and that is nature. Okay. Like, we shouldn't be put down because we want a provider. I don't need you to buy me a Birkin bag. I buy my own. But I do want you to be able to provide, right? I do want to be attracted to my person. There's also this, this thing where they try to guilt us for wanting, somebody who's tall, or they'd be like, don't go after the bearded nigga or whatever it is, right? Like, why not? Why can I not have what I want, in as far as looks go?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
with that being said,
Should have let her finish.
I'm gonna let her finish, but
It's
because
okay.
I just want to interject real quick. With that being said, because I hear that all the time, but my thing is this: what if you find that person, that perfect person for you, that really, fulfills everything on your inside, but they may not be as tall as you want them to be. They may not be as fit as you want them to be, but they treat you like the woman that you should be treated.
I
And what's
did,
the
and I
problem?
married him. And it did not work out. And I tried everything. I tried counseling. I stayed with him for 4 years. I was miserable. I prayed to God. I thought I was a bad Christian. At the time, I was like super Christian, and it doesn't work. And really, I believe that what the Creator has for me is for me. And that includes me being attracted to them. No, he doesn't have to be the tallest dude in the room. No, he doesn't have to, whatever, but he's getting me. And you know what I'm saying? I have it all. So why can I not want that for myself? So I'm not saying that like I have to have the guy that all the girls are attracted to, but I need to be, especially, men, complain about their woman not wanting to be intimate with them all the time. Like, I need to be attracted to you if we're gonna keep doing this.
Right.
Well, yeah,
And that makes sense.
Every night, baby.
I completely agree, and I will tell you,
From a guy's
If
point of view,
you-
I feel the same way.
if
Right.
I
yes,
mean, listen, I agree with y'all, but one thing I say is this: looks fade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Over time, like,
But you gotta
what-
start
listen,
somewhere,
but-
right?
But listen, I understand. I get that.
hold on.
You could
hold
be a
on.
little
I'm
ugly.
I'm just gonna take you through a journey, right? I'm gonna take you a journey. Do you all remember? And let me tell you, this is someone that is I'm friendly and I respect. But do you remember Jamie Foxx when he started off in Living Color?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you see him now?
Yeah.
Funny.
There's a difference, right? Let's just talk about Will Smith when he was started out and where he is today.
But
In terms
okay.
of it,
Will's still fine to me.
we'll go with looks, right? Expectation is, why do you want that person to look that way? What turns you on about that person? Because, and speaking from someone who's a sapiosexual, I don't care how fine you look.
Same.
If you a dumb motherfucker, you are not getting turning me on. I'm sorry, you
Right.
ain't got no
Yeah.
game. If you cannot read the back of the cereal box, we have a problem.
Okay,
can't
but
smell your
look,
desert
but what I think Kay was saying is that what I think she was saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong. Hold on, Kush. Correct me if I'm wrong. What I think she was saying is that why can't you have every quality that you want in a man? Because there's like 7 billion people in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
don't settle.
so it's like why can't you have that one person that has everything that you want in a man or a
I get
woman?
it.
And
But there's some
absolutely-
ugly good dudes out there too.
Hold
I
on,
mean,
hold on.
but that's not what you want though.
Okay,
But I mean,
that's
but there's good looking good dudes too.
So
Yes.
You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
speak
So
from
why
experience.
go for the ugly good guy
But
when you can have
apparently
the good looking good guy?
Let me
Apparently
just
them
say
niggas
this.
is rare
Let me
'cause
just
most
say
of y'all
this.
are single.
I'm just saying.
I think beauty.
I'm-
I think beauty. No, I think beauty and attraction is in the eye of the beholder. It
Yes.
is what is attractive to
Yes.
you, right? I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care if he's attractive to her. If he looks good
Yes.
to me
Yeah.
and he turns
Okay.
me on, that's all that matters.
That's
I don't
all that
Right,
matters.
yeah.
It's not about a type. It is what you
Yes.
attract to. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go into a store, I'm prone to wear a lot of black. Can you tell? Right. So I go into a store, and if they have their clothing color coordinated, I'm going to the black section first because it's what I'm accustomed to and what I'm familiar with. Yes?
Right.
But if I'm open, I'm going to try and look around the store and other areas. Something that I may not have ever thought I would put on, I did, and actually looked good on me and made me feel good
Yeah.
about who I am, and I can still be me.
Okay. I love that.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and then a smart
And-
man just turns an ugly dude into a good looking
Fine
man.
Absolutely.
as shit. Like,
Absolutely.
and
I
then
mean
on
the same
right
thing,
person,
like a good looking girl with a messed up attitude make her ugly
Yes.
as hell.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm
Same with
saying?
guys.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Same
you
with,
could.
same with guys.
Yeah.
A good looking guy, like she said, if you're dumb, I'm no longer attracted to you either. But I also
Yeah.
don't want the ugly dude too. I will just wait. Like
Right.
that's the thing.
Patience is a virtue, girl.
I'll wait it out.
You go home do out loud right now.
I'll wait it out.
Right. And so for you not being in a relationship for 2 years, eventually you're gonna find exactly what you're looking for.
I feel like I haven't even looked or I
Exactly.
haven't even paid attention to certain cues. Like if someone's interested, I don't even understand it because I haven't healed, how you said. And I don't know
Yeah.
how to heal. I don't know how long it's gonna heal. She took 14 years. I'm just 2 years in. Maybe it's gonna take me 14 years too. I don't know. But I'm honestly not even looking. I'm not stressing about it. I'm doing so good in my career right now. And I think if someone wants to come into my life, they're going to come in at the right time. Ugly, cute, whatever. I don't go based on looks. Obviously, if I see a cute guy, I'm going to be like, whoa. But if there's an ugly guy that comes into my life,
You'll
he's
be
so
like, whoa,
smart.
too.
Yeah, I'll be like, whoa, too.
We'll say whoa
Yeah.
for you.
Right. All right. So look. I got a question for everybody, and I'm gonna run it around the table. I'm gonna start with you, Sonny, and then we're gonna run it around. So my question is to the ladies: have you ever been cheated on, or have you ever cheated, and why did you cheat, or why do you think you've been cheated on?
Well,
So I'm start with
Okay,
Sonny.
go for it. Go.
Sonny been kind of quiet over
Yeah, I
there.
know. That's why I'm starting with
Grab the
her.
mic. Give her the mic.
No, I'm starting with her.
Right there. Cheated on. Yeah, I've been cheated on. But that's just guys. I feel like when you a certain age, dudes just be in them streets kind of, unless you in that mindset. I think it's just based on who you are. If you, I mean, that's really it.
So have you ever
cheated on somebody?
Have I cheated? I don't think so. No.
That ain't nothing you gotta think about. You know if your ass cheated or not. She told I don't think so.
If I'm in a real relationship, no, I'm not. Like I'm
ever in your life, ever.
No, for real, no.
Right.
So
Can I encourage our queens to stop saying that's just guys and it's no judgment? I just want to encourage us because I hear that all the time from women. And I think that it subconsciously perpetuates. Yeah, I want us to stop saying, even if we believe it, let's also work on our belief and work on what we're saying about men, because they really just run with it and they start believing it about themselves, and then they're just gonna,
Right.
Yes, I was cheated on.
Not me. Not ever.
Several times, and I think a lot of it. Well, the first time with the first relationship, in my first marriage, the cheating was about power and money and the immaturity and irresponsibility to deal with that, right? And the attention that money and power draws, not knowing how to handle that. I think I attribute to age and inexperience. The second time, I attribute to I think my husband at the time was not able to express the burden that he was bearing emotionally, and I shut him down in terms of giving him that support. So he sought it where he could, right? And now, do I feel like I was at fault? No, I'm very clear that my husband had a choice in that, right? But I also understand what led him to his choice, and it was out of a deficit. Right? So I'm not absolving him of it. I'm saying that he made a choice. It was a poor choice, but I understand the lack that he was working with.
Do you think it was something that you wasn't doing, to make him want to do that?
No, I think it was something that I was doing, meaning I was applying a certain level of pressure.
So you think he couldn't handle the pressure and just kind of,
Yes, and I didn't give him, when I say I didn't give him the emotional support, meaning like I didn't acknowledge to say that it was hard for him, right? I pushed him to say, you a man, you have to do this, right? This is what you have to do. And not understanding that and not taking in consideration the familial ties and burdens that he dealt with, not having the resources, growing up without a father, without somebody to give him some guidance in terms of how to walk through life as a man and a provider, right? So the lack of that role model and the resources, he's left to defend himself with what little he has, right? And when he needs something or an outlet, and the wife who didn't know herself because she was young, how to support a black man in this world. Right.
Yeah, he probably couldn't handle the pressure.
He couldn't handle the pressure.
But some people don't like to be. Some dudes don't like to be pressured like that neither.
Right. So you it has to go back to you got to know your partner and how you not just supplement but complement each other. Right. And knowing what that man has to deal with as he walks through the world.
This is why therapy is so good, because you have these conversations and you learn how to communicate and how to learn people and learn yourself.
Right.
And because I communicate so different now than I used to before. Before it'd be like, you ain't do this shit, whatever. Now it's like, you know what? This, that. I feel like this, and it's like, oh damn, I didn't even think about it like that. You're so right. Okay.
Right.
And it's just such an easy fix in just your delivery and how you present things and understanding the other person's language.
Because when you're comfortable and start to understand and acknowledge your own pain and where you're in a deficit at, you can actually vocalize to your partner, here's what I need and here's how I need it, right? Because you could tell somebody, I just need you to love me. But what does love look like to you?
Right.
Right. And it's like, like you said, y'all was young when that happened, and then even people that aren't young, some relationships be like, I'm not going to no therapy to deal with this.
The emotional
this and that. No, I'm talking about people going to therapy to from what Arie was saying, to learn how to talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have that mindset like, I'm not going to no therapy. You know what I mean?
That's shame.
Maybe,
But you're just holding
maybe
yourself
because you're too young.
No, that's shame.
Even older people, they might be like, oh, I don't think I need that, even though they do need it.
Shame.
I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm agreeing with it.
Yeah,
I'm just
no, for
saying
sure.
from the other point, you know, some people might feel that way, and more people actually actually need to learn how to communicate better.
Which is why we need to normalize it. Right, we need to normalize
why I always tell
expressing,
people, "Hi."
and we also need to learn how to give each other the tools to describe what it is. that
Maybe
we
they
need.
should start teaching that and not having sessions like that in school.
Instead of algebra, let's
They
teach.
don't even want to
You know
talk
what I'm
about
saying?
critical
Like
race.
because mental health is a big thing right now. You know what I'm saying? So if they had more classes like that in school to where people could actually express themselves and
I
learn
think it also
and
has
start
to start
learning
with
and start
parents.
learning how to express themselves.
Right.
I mean, it can start in the house, but if you study drilling it in their head, they're gonna have no choice but to have it in their head. So if you're drilling it at home, it's in their head there. If they go to school and they have it there, you're drilling it there. So therefore,
Yes.
I mean, you're learning how to express yourself to communicate. That's gonna help you.
Right.
Not just with relationships, but with businesses
all
and
relationships.
you know, like everything in life, you got to learn how to express yourself and not be scared to express yourself.
Right.
It's also important that like we put a lot on parents. We used to have tribes in Asia, Africa, Latin America. Everything was tribal. It takes a community to raise healthy children. So we can't just say the parents, because parents got to work. You know, even when you have 2-parent households, the way the economy is now, you barely have any time. Like, it is important to have podcasts like these and have mental health in school and have it literally everywhere, because it's too much work for one person.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I feel
Neighborhoods
a
ain't
part of the problem is nowadays, like, we don't even know our neighbors.
Right, neighborhoods.
You know what I'm saying?
aren't
Like,
neighborhoods.
I've been in my spot where I live
just
at now
hood.
for like 7 months. I don't know not one person around me at all.
Why?
I think I remember when that changed too.
Not me. I know everybody around me. Like, I'm very
Everybody in mind, but
Listen, I'm very social because I like to know everything that's going on around me. Like, I was the type of dude that grew up in the hood. I'm always looking out the window because I want to know what the hell's going
Yeah.
on. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm a
know
barber.
your
I'm a
neighbor.
barber. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very social. So I like to
I am
know
too,
everything
but-
that's going on because I don't want to be surprised by anything that's going to happen around me. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, it's also not safe for everybody to nowadays. Like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't safe back then either, because there was pedos and, you know, next door back then. But I think it's kind of tough for people to want to
I
communicate.
know, like for me,
with
like
someone
I
else you're
mean,
living-
my place is pretty safe, but as a woman, since we're talking about
Right.
women panel, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yes.
feel like sometimes I don't even want to be by my pool in a bikini because I don't want to like put that light on me like that. I feel like if it's late at night, I'm still trying to see who's around. Like, you know what I mean? It's different. Like when you become when you are a woman versus I think being a man. Like, you don't. I don't know. I'm always
Yeah, and
paranoid.
you're living in
got
the
your
world
pepper
as
spray
prey.
out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay, I have a question though. Okay, so, and I understand you want to feel comfortable and look good for yourself, but some things that women wear are very provocative, and you know when you walk out that house that day and you look in the mirror or you take that fucking selfie, you know you gonna get some guys' attention.
So what?
Why is it that when people, like when men,
So when they-
for example, I'm not even saying a man trying to holler at you. I'm just saying, hey, oh, you look good today.
Y'all wear
Why-
gray sweatpants all the time, don't you?
Listen,
Wear what?
Same thing.
You know
said
what's
wear
funny?
what? I didn't-
I just got educated on the gray
I said you
sweatpants
guys
thing.
wear gray sweatpants, don't you?
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Listen,
I didn't even know that was a
educated
thing
on that
until,
shit like this
until I
past
started
week.
seeing
Right.
it. And then you know somebody was like, oh you got on your bikini today. I was like, what you talking about?
Okay,
You
so
got on
what
the
I'm
gray
trying to
sweatpants.
say,
I was like,
This
oh.
shit is hilarious. Listen, I had no idea about
Yeah.
I kept seeing this shit on Instagram. I'm like, what the fuck is
I'm
this
like-
shit about? I couldn't figure it out.
So-
Gray sweats are my favorite thing to fucking wear.
Don't wear them anymore.
Didn't know I was wearing somebody
So
told me it's like a sundress for men.
That's not the solution.
Okay, so
That's not the solution. Yeah, go ahead, Queen.
So what I'm trying to get at
Mm-hmm.
is just because I wear a tight outfit does not mean that gives you permission to stare me down and undress me with your eyes.
Okay, what about the
Right?
guy?
That's my body
Yeah.
and that's my choice of dress. I'm not saying I'm going out with my nipples out or with my ass cheeks hanging out. But
Right.
if I
But
decide
what
to wear,
about the
hold on.
guy?
If I
Let her
decide to wear
finish.
a tight turtleneck dress that goes to my ankles and my figure shows, it doesn't mean that that's a pass. Oh, she's wearing a tight dress,
Yeah,
so
it's not
that
an
means
invite.
she want me to look at her. No, Little shit.
I'm just
So
saying.
you
What
have
about the guy who just gives the
predominantly men.
compliment?
Hold on, go ahead.
You have predominantly men on who listen to your podcast, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so
a little
this
mixture,
is-
but go ahead.
This is for the men, right? So the problem is we have to be more disciplined. We have been conditioned to be very loose with our thoughts and very entitled to what we think is ours. For some reason, men look at us like property instead of human beings. So even in the Middle East, where women are head to toe covered, they can't even show their hair in that dress, right? They get gang raped all the time. It has nothing to do with how we are dressed. It has to do with how your brains are conditioned to
View
look
women.
at our bodies, how you lack discipline, how you're not taught to view us. And so what we need your assistance with is caring more to say, okay, I'm going to work on my discipline, whether it's stop watching pornos, whether it's having these conversations with my sisters, whatever you need to do, right? I don't feel like you can't say hello, but oftentimes you don't stop at hello. It goes a little bit further. If
But what
somebody
about
wants
the
to
men who
compliment,
do? Who just say
I
hello?
speak-
You
I
look
speak
nice
to them.
today.
I speak to them. However, I understand why some of the sisters don't speak to them, because maybe, 5 guys a few days ago said something rude. So you also have to have empathy, which is not something that men tend to have as well. Okay, that's something we would like for our men to learn, is to have empathy and put yourself in our shoes, so that when you are approaching us and you're being respectful, please know that if we're disrespectful back, it's not your fault. Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Right,
Be,
right.
be,
So
be
we're
logical, right?
Person,
Yeah.
and we're on guard
Be-
at all times. So it's just like it's another one.
Could I ask a question real quick? And this is going to UK. So or to everybody. So say somebody goes out and their intentions aren't to try to holler at you, and they are just complimenting you, and you take the compliment. You say, "Oh, thank you," whatever. What if you just so happen to find this person attractive? Like, would you speak up, or because if he's just trying to compliment you, he might not be trying to push up on you because he don't want to seem like that type of person.
Yeah.
Now, will you, as the lady, if you are attracted to this person, will you say something back to them?
For sure. If I am attracted, I will say, I like your shoes or something. I would say something.
That's your pickup line.
No. Basically, what I'm saying is like, would you say something more to make him feel invited?
Arie's gonna teach me, but this is
No.
what I would say.
What I'm saying, like, so basically, you would say something more,
You
and
keep the conversation.
so basically, you'll keep the conversation going to
If
make
I'm
it
not
more
in-
inviting for him to
If
come.
I'm not interested, I'll probably just say thank you.
I think men need to realize that when we go, that means we're not interested. Keep moving.
Oh wait, I thought no, that's you, Arie.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
So how you
I
feel?
don't necessarily agree with that.
How you feel about
think
that, Kay?
I think that little giggly thing could be flirting back.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Arie, so change it up. Maybe I should teach you.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
You know what? You know how I really.
I've been in a relationship for years.
There go Kush. Damn, I was wondering when you was gonna come alive.
I'm saying, bro.
So go ahead, Kay.
Talk. That's what we here for.
Yeah. So go ahead. Finish what you was gonna say.
I think that to the women that are listening, I think that we need to be a little bit more inviting if we are interested. Because I hear from a lot of my male friends that they are having a really hard time. And these guys are attractive, respectful, providers. Like, they're having a really hard time with knowing how to approach women, that they kind of just don't do it anymore because we are so uninviting. So
Right.
if we can all work on having a balance, I think that we say men are logical, right? But I don't really think y'all are. I think that your egos get in the way. And so you're not able to logically assess the situation, because you actually use your brain. You will be able to tell if someone's into
There's
you.
a
But
balance
you're
to that, young lady.
You're
There's
so
a
busy
balance
using
to
your
that.
ego and letting your ego get bruised, that you're not actually using those tools that you have, that logic that your brain will let you know.
Facts.
So maybe work
But
on
you know-
that.
Yeah. Like I'm
the
from
two
Jersey,
E's,
and
emo
in the
and
city.
ego.
And listen, the city where I'm from, like, if a female like you, she's gonna let you know that she's feeling you. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, son, I'm digging you, son.
And a lot of and I just feel like
Women in the South are a little bit more coy, though. So you got to know your audience. That goes
Right,
both
exactly,
ways.
yeah,
What
exactly.
South? What part of the South?
The South? What do
Yeah.
you mean? They're not. The South is. The Southern women are nothing like East Coast and West Coast women. East
Atlanta-
Coast and West Coast women. We are very aggressive. We are very loud spoken. We are very opinionated. In
The
the
South is
it's like-
aggressive too.
Atlanta.
Maybe Atlanta,
Atlanta
but-
is super aggressive now.
That's
Women
'cause-
in
Oh, no.
Atlanta,
They got slim pickings out there.
Yeah,
But that's
women in
because
Atlanta.
where are they
are-
from? But where are they from? A lot of them moved.
Nah,
a lot of
but
them
in Atlanta, it's
Atlanta
slim
women.
pickings out there for the ladies. Like,
That's very
But
true.
the point
I mean,
the point
I
that
ain't
I
tryna
was
shit
the
on
point
nobody,
that I was
facts.
making coming from a guy's point of view, like you said, like there might be some very successful men out there and attractive men, and they're having a hard time of finding a good woman. So I think I think a lot of women should probably speak up more on what they actually want. Like if you want a guy, say something, because a guy is definitely going to approach you if he likes you.
I want to jump in on this one, right? Because when I was growing up, we had to exchange phone numbers on a napkin. We had to ask the bartender for a pen.
Right.
And then you would have to communicate. There wasn't like, let me go home and find her on Instagram, or let me go on Tinder or Bumble or whatever these things are and swipe to the right. And if she swipes right, it's like, it's so easy. There's no communication anymore. Like you would actually have to call each other and talk to each other and get to know each other. Now, even if I give you my number, you just text me, hey, how you doing? I'm good. What you up to? Nothing. What you doing? Nothing. What you
Real
doing?
in-person.
Working.
Yeah, but
it's like we're missing that connection phase.
yeah, but I think us all being grown, we all come from that era. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like if somebody really likes you and y'all have a conversation, he's not gonna ask for your social media. He's gonna say, let me get your phone number so we can communicate later. You know what I'm saying? Like approach a woman how she's supposed to be approached.
They don't give you the phone number, though.
rather than keeping it to the norm. They might give you
They
might
don't need a phone number.
you get the IG.
No, that's
No,
what.
yeah,
No,
a
that's
lot of
exactly
women, yeah.
the opposite of what I'm saying. I just said if you're a real man, then ask her for the phone number, and then you don't gotta ask. You can get
No, nigga,
you
what
can
I'm
get
saying
that.
is
No,
this.
you can get the IG
ask
later.
for the phone number, but the women ain't giving you their
Exactly.
phone number. They gonna give you their.
But if they're a real woman, if they're a real woman and they're feeling you, they will give you the number. Hold on, I'm not
about
done.
what's popping in this era. We're not talking about a real woman in this, that, and the
Nice.
other.
Let me
We
ask
just
you a
talking about
question,
what's
though.
Okay.
Okay.
You can get the IG later after you get the phone
Let me
number.
ask you
If I'm
this.
iffy, I will give you my Instagram.
Okay,
if
if she gives you her phone number today, let's just say, okay, scenario, fake scenario.
Right.
Okay. Are you gonna text her or are you gonna pick up the phone and call her?
I'll text to see if I could call.
I'll
I mean,
tell
because everybody's busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, like everybody, you might have a kid or you might
a
be at work.
voicemail.
So I'm going to text you. I'm going to text.
voicemail, she said.
No,
Leave a voicemail.
I'm going to
Gentlemen,
text
out
you.
is single and
No,
she
I'm going to
wants a
text you
voicemail.
to see if I can call you. If you're not busy, then I'm definitely going to call you. I'd rather talk on the phone rather than texting.
Okay.
If that's the question
Let
that
me
you
say
asked.
something.
call.
Let
call.
me say something. Let me say something.
But everybody's
See,
different. Everybody's
look,
different.
yeah,
you know what I
let
mean?
me-
A lot of people got a lot of businesses that they running, so they might not have
let me
time
say
to
something.
just pick up the phone, and they don't want to feel like they're being disrespectful
Leave a
neither.
voicemail.
Look.
I would find that super attractive. If someone calls me and I can answer, they leave a voicemail. I'll be like,
Is that
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll text like, hey, when can you? Yeah.
This is what I've heard a lot from women. Like when guys call them, it's like, ew, it's creepy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women, from
I
my
know, I
understanding,
see what
prefer
you mean.
fucking text.
Because social
So
media
if you
fucking
call,
all
it's
up.
like, yo, you don't want to be the fucking creep that fucking calls. She talking to your girls like, oh my god,
If you
he's
a
calling
creep, you
her.
a
Like,
creep
Back in the day, look.
that ain't
If we
true,
go
that
back
ain't
to
true.
Back in the day,
But-
go
but-
back in the day. Listen, the OG rule was when you got her number, you waited 24 hours. Right?
I didn't.
You remember the OG rule? The
Nigga,
OG
fuck
rule.
that nigga, I didn't. I used to
if
call
I-
you immediately. Like, hey, what's
You
that?
didn't always abide by it, but when we was young,
Shit,
when
nigga,
we was
listen.
young,
I mean, but I think it comes
My nigga,
down.
listen, I'ma tell you like
All right, but
this.
listen,
I'ma tell you, I never abided by the 24-hour rule.
And then we would look at that.
I think it
phone
comes
call,
down
we
to
can't
communication.
answer just
This
yet. We
before
gotta
cell
wait 2
phone.
hours.
I'm
No,
talking about
no,
before
cell
cell
phone. No,
phone,
listen.
before I would call in a minute. I'm
Listen,
like,
I think it comes down to communication. Like if you start to talk to somebody, right, and y'all start to communicate, you say, I would rather you call me instead of texting. Okay, now you're gonna get a phone call. If you say text me before you call, you're gonna get a text before you call, or hit me up on. I think it comes down. It just boils down to communication. Like to find out what each other like. If you like this, then do that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like this, then don't do that. You know, for me, that is plain and simple.
And I think Arie mentioned something. She said, social media effed us all up, and I totally agree with that. Now people
Fucked
don't even
us all up. You
Yeah.
can say fucked on here.
I feel like a lot of people don't know how to date nowadays. It's hard, and then people are getting mixed signals, and I mean.
People don't know how to
Social
date
media's
and
the
they don't know
last
how to
era.
communicate.
Now they do
We're a lost
situationships.
generation.
People don't even ask like, do you want to be
But
my
that's why we gotta
girlfriend? Do you
fix
want to
it.
be my boyfriend anymore?
Then we have to start with teaching people how to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Not
Right.
talk at
Yeah.
each other, but
Yeah.
talk to each other.
Right,
And talk
exactly.
with each other.
No
That
doubt.
starts with you knowing what you want. Most people don't know what they
Amen,
want. That's
right
why
there.
we're telling
Being
people to go
comfortable
to
in your own
therapy.
skin.
Therapy will help you realize what you want and need based off of healthy, um, healthy expectations, not things that are serving your lower vibrational self. Like,
Stop
men just
listening to
going after
808s.
somebody with a fat ass, or a woman just going after a man because he pops a bottle at the club. Like, those things aren't sustainable. So we have to go to therapy and figure out, what do we even want a family? Like, I think some people get into families because other people tell them that's what they want for themselves, and it's not what they want for themselves.
Yeah,
You
I
got
think
to
going
figure
to
that out too.
therapy is about finding tools to be able to express yourself
Absolutely.
in a healthy way,
Yeah.
right?
Through life.
To teach other and help other people in terms of how to engage with you in a healthy way, right? Like teaching him in moments where, okay, when I'm upset, there's probably nothing that you can do except probably give me a hug and wait till I calm down. Because if you try to fix me in that moment, I'm going to be upset even worse, right? Having to tell him how to deal with me in my worst moments, because I have to understand those worst moments about myself first. Right? And that's the hard part and that's why you go to therapy, is to find, it's not to fix other people, it's to help you understand you. Right?
I just got
Yeah.
educated on that.
But you gotta you gotta educate your partner to know how you are
So-
as well.
so
You know what I mean?
first
So
you
that they know how to handle
So,
that.
the key is
first you got to
communication.
communicate with
Right,
yourself.
yeah.
You got to learn yourself
But I
first
just
to
got-
tell him who I am, and this is how I need to be handled. This is what love looks like to me, right? In his previous experience with other women, in terms of what their expectations, he's thinking maybe I need to have this certain amount of money in a bank account. I got to be able to give her shower, these kind of gifts. No. Thank you. I love it every time you go into a grocery store and pick me up a bouquet and bring me some Hershey's Kisses almonds.
Oh yeah,
That's
or
my
you
favorite
cook,
shit.
or you do the
Right?
dishes after
Because
I
you know
cook. Like
what my
that's
shit is, the small things.
Right.
You pay
Yeah.
attention to that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You're not going for the superficial, obvious shit.
Right.
You actually pay attention to what makes me tick.
I think it goes both ways. Each person got to know what each other like, and,
Right.
and they gotta go towards that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't just be, okay, you like this, so I'm just gonna do this for you, but I'm not in a happy situation.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So everybody both gotta
Reciprocation.
everybody both gotta feel the same way.
Reciprocation.
You know
what I
I'm
was
saying?
gonna say is I want to backtrack a little bit when you was talking about basically going through your process, because I really just got recently educated on that, allowing you to go through your process. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a type of person like, yo, if there's a problem, let's fix this shit and get the fuck on with it. Like, I don't like the negative energy. If you sitting over there huffing and puffing, like, fuck, like, come on, man, let's just tell me what the fuck is wrong. Tell me what I can do to fix this shit, and let's just move the fuck on. Like,
that.
It
there-
doesn't work like that.
and I
Sometimes
get that.
we
I
have
get
to-
that.
We have to figure out what it is that
Sometimes
we're
we don't
dealing
know
with.
why we pissed.
Because let me tell you, when it comes to, particularly
damn.
for us,
Lord.
because of our previous trauma, we have to decide whether it's an insecurity, a previous trauma, or an intuition.
Or is it really you?
Yeah, or is it just reality? You understand what I'm saying? So we have to have time to decipher that and go through all the junk that we're littered with in our mind and our emotions daily.
Most of the time it's them though. Let's be very clear. Don't let them gaslight you, ladies. Your intuition do not be off.
He said, let's call it what it is. It's
It's
them.
very rare. Okay, even when I have had past
baby,
traumas,
see, I was
my
trying to
ex,
give
my
y'all-
last guy I dated tried to tell me.
Wait, can I ask the guys a question? Oh,
Let her say
I'm
what
sorry, I
she's saying.
didn't hear.
My last guy tried to tell me, oh, you're just using your past traumas against me and blah blah. Lo and behold, he was lying, telling people I was his cousin, all this. I'm like, it's not that. It's you.
No doubt there are men who do know what your weaknesses are and manipulate
Yes.
that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They
Yeah,
use
just like
that.
there's
They
women.
weaponize that for sure. But women do it too. Women
Yes.
know what makes certain men tick.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll
Look at
wait
me
for the
laughing.
right moment. We're like, I'm about to pull it on this
I have
dude
a
right now.
question. I have a question for the men. Do you
Shoot
guys
it.
know what your love language is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got educated. I've been getting educated on a lot of shit lately. So,
What's your love language, Trey?
damn, what was it?
Oh, my God.
Hold on. I'm about to tell you. It was
Weed, alcohol.
no.
Physical touch,
Physical touch was like number 2.
gifts, services,
Services,
Words
I think
of
was,
words of affirmations.
services was number 1. I think.
Oh,
Okay.
Um,
And then
physical.
touch.
No, it was physical touch, services,
That's all that really matters. The top two.
Yeah.
What about you, Kush? You know,
Can't even remember.
I do.
what's his?
His is services, physical touch, and words of affirmation in that order.
What about you?
I don't know. So like, if y'all could give me a list, I could tell you.
It's a test,
Nah, you
it's a
can't. You
test
gotta take a test. You gotta take a test.
Well, I haven't taken no
It's
test.
quick, yeah, I wouldn't take the
So
test.
But you
reason-
kind of can know based on. if you know
But the
yourself.
reason why is like it's important for a man to take the test. Like I did it in my relationship. We took the test together to figure that out so that we could understand. Like because my way of love is not the way you're gonna love. So if you're in a bad mood, how can I love you in my love language? It's not gonna service you. Right. But what I've noticed is a lot of men's love language is service. And I wonder, this is just out there, maybe Kay, you might know. I don't know.
I don't
but
think mine would be
wonder-
service because I'm more the
But I
type to
wonder-
give instead of being service.
What I wonder though is if maybe because men take such the role of being the man of the house, providing this and that sometimes they want a day off and they
Of
want to be
course.
taken care of. and be
100%.
loved and
It
pampered.
leads
I
back
never
to
grew
the
up like that.
relationship they have with their
Take
mom.
the test. I'm curious to know. Like after this, and then hit me up later. I would like to know what.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
just
yeah, I
say,
don't-
it takes you back to
Definitely
it takes
physical
them back
touch
to
for
their
me,
first
but I don't
relationship
think
with their woman,
service.
with
I don't
their
like to be
woman,
service.
which is their
It's not.
mother,
It's not what you.
right?
It's not.
So the
service.
mothering,
Of-
the mothering of the,
Yeah, I'm
what-
the one servicing. That's the other barber.
Goddamn dog scared the shit out of me.
You gotta tell your dog to calm down.
No,
You
that's
gotta tell your dog
Kale's.
to calm
That's Kale's.
Oh,
crazy
Kale's?
ass.
He was dancing and hopping around.
That
and
Oh,
doing
see,
crazy
he's
stuff.
doing stuff to get barked at.
Oh shit.
He's doing some dumb shit,
That
but
motherfucker scared the shit out.
but you want to know what? I will take that test because I
It's not what you think. Yeah.
I never even thought of it.
You need to take that. You need to take that test because you don't want to set your partner up for failure.
Yeah.
You don't want to be having them stressed out, doing all this stuff for you, and you're like, I didn't feel loved, and that's often what happens.
Right.
To answer your question, I'm the type who I'm very giving, and so I would do stuff like that to make my man feel loved, and then he'd be like, "Well, I didn't even ask you to do that," and I'm like, you know what, you're right. Even though that sounds very selfish and like ungrateful, is it really? Because if that's not how he can comprehend the love, then I am wasting energy and my time. I could have just done something else.
Me personally,
might have been easier.
I've always been like the provider for my family and, for like my kids and even in like my relationships, you know what I'm saying? I was always like the breadwinner, you know what I'm saying? To take care of people and shit. So,
What's your reward for that, though?
my reward?
Yeah. What do you see as a reward and recognition for that role?
I feel good. I feel good making other people feel happy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my reward.
So
you know what I'm
your
saying?
reward is to see the joy in them.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I can make somebody feel good about themselves or happy, you know what I'm saying? That's important to me. You know what I mean? Because I don't think there should be a lot of stress and anger.
So how should they express their joy and appreciation for what you've done?
Maybe take what I've given them or take the knowledge that I gave them or whatever and actually utilize it. You know what I'm saying? Use it for something better or, just say thank you. Shit.
Applying it, right?
Yeah.
So maybe words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation, I
Yep.
think confirmation, application.
That's my number one.
Yeah. So
Words of affirmation.
Yeah.
I still want to hear
your
if
love
the
language.
ladies have either cheated or gotten cheated on. What happened to that?
Yeah. So you heard what Kay said? She said she going back around. She said she still want to hear from the ladies if because we stopped at y'all if y'all cheated or been cheated on. And why? And why do you think you've been cheated on, or why did you cheat on somebody?
got real hot
I'll
over
be very,
there.
very, very honest, and I'm not proud of it.
You cheated before?
I have been cheated on twice by two partners, but the second partner that cheated on me, I went and go ahead and I did cheat back, and I do regret it because I did it out of rage. I did it out of anger.
Oh
In
God.
the moment, yeah.
Can y'all
I'm
stop,
admitting,
can y'all
I'm
stop
admitting
judging
it, but
her?
Wait,
No, I'm not judging you. I hate that you feel like you're judged right now. Like,
yeah,
it's okay.
I honestly,
Judging, we ain't even say nothing.
No. Trey is over there. Trey's over there making all these crazy faces.
That's
totally
actually
shocked, like,
a very normal.
yeah, and I regret it. I really do. But I was so
Girl.
angry. It was like I'm
Girl.
not even kidding. It was like the 50th time this dude cheated on me,
God
and I
damn.
needed to get it in my head that I was like, this is not what I deserve, and then I just go ahead and I did it, and I regretted it because And
she loved it.
No. And you guys think you guys are already thinking bad. It wasn't even like anything like that. It was literally
You felt emotionally. Emotionally, you was upset, and you was like,
yeah.
I'm not him, so why am I doing this? You felt like you was out of character.
After I did that, maybe it was for good because I was able to actually leave the relationship.
Right.
That's what's up.
And maybe it helped
Maybe
me. But
needed
I honestly,
some-
after that, I made a choice and I said, never. Yeah, I said no more cheating, and that's what I'm sticking to now.
That's what's up.
How about you, Arie? Are you a cheater or no?
No, I'm
No, it's not saying are you a cheater. It's just saying have you cheated? Are you
ever cheated?
No, because I've only had 2 boyfriends in my life.
okay?
My baby daddy and my boyfriend now. I've
Okay.
only had 2 boyfriends in. Well, I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, okay? Don't start doing the math, y'all.
Same age.
But
Shit, I'm 44. Goddamn
okay,
it.
so
I'll say
but I was single for 14, 15 years because of the fact that I didn't want to commit to nobody and I wasn't gonna drag anyone along for it. Like I was having a good time, I was enjoying my life, and when I was ready to be in a relationship again, that's when I allowed myself to get to that level.
right.
So no, I've never cheated because I've only had 2 boyfriends in my entire life. One
Okay.
when I was 18, and then one recently.
All right.
I mean,
What-
I was cheated on, but I never.
But yes,
cheated.
I've been cheated on.
Yeah. What about you, Kay?
Yeah, y'all are some goddamn saints, okay? Or
Yeah.
y'all are lying.
Right.
We're saints.
Don't nobody want to say nothing.
Like I went hard in the paint. Y'all motherfuckers soft.
First of all, 48% of women cheat and 52% of men cheat, okay? So let's get rid of this stigma that women don't cheat because it's not true. And also, women don't just cheat for emotional reasons. Let's get rid of that stigma as well. Yes, I have cheated. No, I'm not proud of it, but I'm also not ashamed and like gonna live in guilt and have people like look at me crazy because you know what I'm saying? Like that's not what we're here for. So if you have cheated, like I'm sure you learned a lesson from it, right? And as did I. And what I learned was don't be with somebody that you are not. This goes back to being attracted to, right? Don't get the good guy because he's just a good guy. You have to be into your partner. And so, yes, I have cheated. I've also been cheated on. I've also not been cheated on. I've been in really good, healthy relationships and it just didn't pan out for whatever reason. So, but I do think that, you know, you learn a lot from cheating. I think it's better to just walk away. I think it takes a lot of emotional maturity to just, to be honest with your partner and say like, hey, I'm not having this met. This is not feeling good to me. Let's try to work on it. And then after trying to work on it, if it does not work out, just leave. Don't feel guilted by your family or your friends or society or anybody. Don't let people make you stay where you are not feeling complete and whole.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and you got to be able to, you know, to like yourself. On, you know what I mean, on the decisions that you made, I think.
I want to say
I did not cheat for emotional reasons. I want to say that.
She wanted some dick.
I cheated for some superficial reasons. I was not enjoying the sex with my partner. I was not physically attracted to him.
Right. Yeah. So you went to go. So you basically went to find something better. He was like, all right, well, eventually I'm probably not going to be with this person because I'm not attracted and the sex is whack. So you was like, let me see what else is out there.
Which leads me to another
Hold on,
question.
let her answer, nigga.
Oh, I didn't know you asked it.
To be honest, we were on a pause, I guess you would say. But to me, that's still cheating. Because again, when you make a commitment, right? Or if I also believe that lying, betrayal, flirting, I believe that is all cheating.
No, listen, a pause is a pause.
A pause is a pause. What
if
were the
I can
rules
pause
of
my
said
TV, if
pause?
I can pause the TV and I can go and do other shit in the meantime,
No.
that's what that's
what a
exactly
pause
what that's what a
is.
pause is.
Yeah, a pause.
Listen, if I'm watching the game, I'm gonna pause that shit. I can go in the kitchen, I can go do whatever I need to do.
Okay, so
and I can come back and I can unpause that shit.
So let's hear what a pause is from a
Yeah, what
female's
were the
point of
rules of
view.
the pause?
Not if you didn't discuss it. I think that if you say, hey, we're going to see other people, then that's okay. I think honesty should always be your barometer. I think
Comes
that
back
you
to
should
communication.
always
It comes down
set
to
boundaries, say what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, and stick to that shit. Because if you say, I'm going to not text somebody else, and you text somebody else, I'm sorry, that's cheating. You need to be honest about what you're going to do.
And I totally agree with that.
For me, I lied, okay? Not only was I a cheater, I'm a liar, okay? So, not anymore. But
This is a very honest podcast.
You ain't cheating if you ain't lying.
That's the truth.
That's the truth, shit. No, okay.
I lied because I was
So
scared.
if you're dating somebody, do you tell them you're sleeping with somebody else or no?
Okay. Oh no. Okay. So I had to
interesting.
say that again. What you say?
She said if you
just
date
dating.
So
some,
if you're dating someone and you're not in a relationship,
Yes.
do you
Yes.
tell them
Yes.
if you slept with someone else or
You
if you're
should.
Yeah, you should.
You should.
You let them make
Yeah.
their choice. Don't
yeah.
take their
You
choice
gotta.
away from
Yeah, I
them.
learned that a
That's
long
what
time
I'm
ago. Let a woman know what the deal is from the jump because they can actually choose if they want to deal with
Right,
that or
because
not.
sometimes a woman doesn't want a relationship. Sometimes she just want to be casually.
Right,
sexual.
exactly.
Oh, well.
So if y'all both agree that that's what it's going to be, then that's the agreement.
That's called
So
an
on a scale of
That's
1
called
to
an
10,
understanding.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sex in a relationship?
15.
Very important. Very important.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Is
This nigga right
is-
here.
Have you done research on how sex improves your mood, your health?
We
your,
have.
It's good. It's good.
I have
It's
no
good for
problem.
everything.
I'm asking for the guys out there. Like, listen, I agree with all the shit that y'all saying. I'm just asking the questions for guys who don't know.
I mean, I
Don't think these are my
Ladies.
questions.
Ladies, if you got a good man, please give him some. Stop. I don't know what.
Every day,
Man.
every night.
yeah.
Or
Every
send
day,
him on his
all
way
day,
so
every
somebody
chance you
else
can
can
get,
give it to
give
him
it to him,
because
girl.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So
You
like
give it
so.
to 'em good, you get it back good.
So
That's
all
I'm
right. So
saying.
to add on to that question, like if sex is important, this is for all the ladies. If sex is important, how often do you want it? Do you want it like 3 times a day? Do you want it once a week, 3 times a week? Like how important is it? You know what I'm saying?
This is gonna vary.
Sonny
though.
being quiet over there.
No, because I want to, Sonny, you can answer the question. You know what I mean? You gotta come on, get into
You
it.
taking the mic
You know what I'm
from me.
saying?
You ain't even get sharing the mic
nigga,
with
the
him,
mic
Dice.
is right here between us. So how important is it? How often do you actually want it, and how often do you feel like you need it?
Well, I'm not gonna answer that exactly, but I will say that there's people that have different
Libidos.
Yeah, like there's that.
Yeah,
And
that-
some people you just gotta find.
I'm just
You
asking.
gotta
I'm not
find
gonna
the
answer that
person
exactly.
that matches it, and I always stress this to my friends. You have to match someone that matches.
So what's your drive then? Like the question is how often? What do you want?
It's gonna vary with
No, I'm asking her. I'm asking all of y'all because all y'all going to answer.
None of your business.
So
I'm
far,
just
so
asking-
good. Like
None of your
every
business.
partner that I've had
None of
has
your
been
business.
Y'all don't gotta
has
answer.
been
You right.
we've had the same drive, but I feel like that can kill a relationship
What?
if
Yes,
you
sir.
don't have the same sex drive
Right,
as
exactly.
somebody else. It's huge to also communicate that.
Okay, so you don't want to answer the question.
Yeah, she's very good.
I wanna answer
She's
the
a news
So
lady.
you don't want to answer the question.
without answering the question.
I'm gonna answer that question.
We not stupid. Like
The answer is
I'm
the
gonna
answer
answer
is
that
match the
question.
sex drive. Whatever you do, make sure you find a motherfucker that can do the same goddamn
Yeah,
thing.
You gotta find your
down.
person.
Everybody
You
trying to
gotta find
hear
your person. Yeah.
Fuck out of
All right,
here.
Sonny, how important is it to you? Like
She was on 15, so what is it for you?
Every chance I get.
So that's more than 15%. That's like
Every time I
85%.
see- Every time I see
15%
my
of
man,
not.
I want to say it so bad.
every time, all the time.
Now, are you spontaneous with it sometimes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, Sonny,
Get it anywhere.
let's get to you. They don't want to answer. They're about to get married. They don't want us to know their personal life. They don't want us to know how much they getting it
You
in.
ain't gotta go in the order.
Okay, so let me just say this. Women.
He like, I don't need y'all to know how often I'm getting it.
Good, shut it down then, goddammit. So don't answer.
No. I said she can answer. I'm saying.
I will tell you
we
that
good.
that women will, biologically, we will reach a point where our libido increases.
Yes,
Right?
girl.
And
Like Kay over there, like.
She like, I can't wait to answer this question.
and we will take it when we want it and how
Wherever
we
we
get it, right?
can.
And so having to understand women
Still young.
and where their body chemistry is at, that's going to be important too, right? So when you get with the younger woman, not necessarily going to have the same libido. It's going to vary more. But when women, as they get older and they understand their body more, and they're comfortable with their own body,
I understand.
and they know what they want, and they know what they like, and they know how to vocalize it, trust me, she's going to be like, you better be ready.
Late
Right.
30s, welcome to
Right.
Reddit.
Right.
Right.
I'm saying, so don't get replaced by a toy. All I'm saying, men, don't get replaced by a toy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or don't get replaced by the younger dude because
Amen.
He's still,
know?
Yeah, because he still got a lot of energy. Now you gotta be able to keep up.
Now
you know
I know
what
why
I'm
there's
saying?
cougars.
But the thing is, if y'all
Men's health is important. Let's talk about it because I'm going to say it now. Men's health is really important.
Yes,
Take
it
care
is.
of
yeah,
yourself.
put the bottle
as you get
down, y'all.
older.
Put the bottle down.
If
Y'all
you
over there
drink,
drinking.
if you
Yeah.
smoke,
Don't.
just think about the
Red
moderation.
meat.
Do the things that will counteract some of the poisons
yeah.
that you put in your body. Drink
Right.
Get you
water,
some maca.
exercise.
Listen, I
eat
take-
healthy.
nah, I take
I'm
my
saying
sea moss
that
every
because
day.
I want you
Yeah,
to
get
hang
you-
with me.
My
You
sea
gotta
moss is
last.
popping.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be dirty old people with you. You know
Right?
what I'm
Yeah, exactly.
saying?
Where you at with it, Sonny?
Dirty old
Okay, I don't know. I'm more like, yeah, I'm real simple. I like spontaneous, at least, and at least twice a day, at least, what I'm saying?
Damn, a day?
At least.
Yes.
That's 14 times a week.
Nigga, see, now you sound like an old nigga.
I'm just listen, nigga. Listen, I'm 45.
That don't mean shit.
Twice a day.
Listen. If
Twice
I'm
a day.
if I'm
I
very
do it twice in a day.
listen, if I'm very attracted, if I'm
twice a
attracted,
day?
if I'm
Every
attracted
day?
to my woman like that, and she walking around looking like she
I
need to
get
get
it,
something, she
nigga.
gonna get bent
Nigga,
over on the
I get
couch.
tired.
Look, I ain't trying to send my man
You know
out
what
into
I'm
the
saying?
world
It's
with a
like-
loaded gun.
I know my drive is still up. My drive is up.
Sometimes we're gonna go to full. Listen, I'm
You know what I mean? But sometimes it might be once a day.
Sometimes knock your ass out.
Sometimes I might be tired. I might be tired from working all damn day, and we got to do it tomorrow. Like
Maca root, ashwagandha, fenugreek.
sea moss,
Listen, I have
Yeah,
no problem.
maca
I'm just like shit.
maca root. I'm about to give me some maca root.
Twice a day, every day, nigga. That's nigga 14 times. Like
That's a lot.
that's a lot. Like shit.
And where you get that at?
I might hit you 17
Just
times.
send it to me. Text it to me.
14.
Just send it to me.
Yeah.
So
I
how you
can
feel?
have it
How
every
you
day.
feel? Kay, like what is it with you?
I definitely take maca root. I'm very healthy. I do have a nice appetite. I will say that if you want your woman to
Thrive.
if you want her to have a healthy appetite, I suggest not stressing her out, because men look for sex to relieve stress. Women don't want to have sex when we're stressed out. We need you to be our peace. So try not to stress her out if you want her to be, hornier.
Stress
Right.
is an anti-aphrodisiac. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
It is it is
So your man can't come like
on the opposite end though.
Just don't stress her out. Don't give her anxiety. Like that will dry you up real quick.
All right, so I have a question. So if you stressed out, your man comes, he starts to give you a nice massage, got you feeling good, help you relax a little bit. You mean to tell me he can't move into some sort of? I mean, obviously, if he
But
knows
see,
you,
that's
he's
your
gonna,
key. That's the key word. He came in and he relaxed me.
right.
Got you.
So he can't be stressing me out and relaxing me. If it's different if that world is stressing me out. But if I come home and you're stressing me out too, I'm definitely not gonna want to do that.
Yeah, your home is your home is definitely supposed to be the unstressed area.
I'm gonna
You know
grab
what
a
I'm
bottle in
saying?
my
Like you don't want to come home and be stressed out from the crazy world that you just came away from. You know what I'm saying? So
Fuck is going on?
Yeah. I also think that you should have sex with your partner as much as you guys feel like. It's really up to you, but also, I mean, do y'all have time for like your business or your mind
That's
or
what I'm
anything
saying.
else? So y'all just fucking all day? Like, what?
no. I think if you sex in the morning before you go.
That's actually the best time to do it.
Hold on, I'm doing a podcast right now.
That's actually the best time. They say between 10 and 12 is when you're supposed to
Repeat
when your
that.
body
Repeat
is
that,
time
because
for
Dice
it.
was stepping on you. Repeat that whole
Oh,
statement.
the morning time is it's not the night. Actually, it's the morning time where your body is actually best prime scientifically for you to.
Yeah. Like sex in the morning. That I think that kind of rejuvenates you to go on with your day.
Morning sex is the best.
Women have more juices in the morning. Men get you know, that's why you
I
guys
wanna
wake up
pass
with
the
morning
fuck
wood.
out
We're
after I
supposed to
don't
be
know
doing it in the
about
morning.
shit.
Nah, nigga, like honestly, I would like it. I would like it in
I
the
prefer
morning.
to pass the fuck out.
I would like it in the.
shit.
I would like it in the morning.
I done
If
put
I
in
get a
work,
break
I'm
in the
going to sleep,
afternoon and we
nigga,
both
shit.
got some time, I would do that. And then you know what I mean,
Don't get me wrong.
maybe before we went to bed.
But listen,
I'ma sleep better.
morning is great. It's a great way to start your day. But shit, once I put in that work, I want to lay my ass down and go to sleep.
All right.
That's just me.
Only work out.
All right. So let's go into another question. When you're dealing with a guy, what is like a red flag to you? Anybody? Somebody?
Moving too fast.
What did she say?
Moving too fast. She said moving too fast.
What's the right pace? Because I
What
was
is
going to
moving
ask that
too
earlier.
fast?
Yeah. What's the right pace?
That's
like,
what he just said.
What's the dating process, or what's the dating time frame before you actually start moving into a serious relationship?
It's not even that. It's like if they're calling you all the time, if they're telling you I love you very quickly, if they're trying to move you in or move anything, it's called love bombing, and this is what narcissists do. And when you move too fast, and I've had this literally done to me. That's why I said I've been engaged 4 times. My first date was like a shopping spree. I'm like, what? And I was too young and like whatever. I'm like, oh, he really likes me. Like, I didn't know this. No, this nigga has psychological issues. He's a narcissist and a sociopath. It's not that like I'm so special. And I used to think like that. And I think a lot of girls also think like that. Like women, we have to get our ego out of the way too, because we be feeling special. And it's like, he would have did that for somebody else. So know like that's not normal, that a man who has his mind right and is serious and emotionally mature, he's also going to take his time. He's going to vet you out in the same way you should be vetting him. It is not you got to be mine right now. You know what I mean? That is definitely a red flag. That is codependency. That is love bombing, and it's narcissism 101. Like, don't get flattered by it. Don't let your ego get you caught up in that stuff, because it's not good.
Right. What's a red flag to you?
Me?
Yeah.
The need to control.
Take the mic.
Say it again.
The need to control,
Okay.
right?
If somebody trying to control you, it's like, all right, this ain't gonna work.
Well, it's more about this is what I like, not allowing me to be who I am, not allowing me to continue to dress or behave the way I was when you were first attracted.
That's sort of
to
like
me.
a guy saying, "Oh,
Right.
you can't have no guy friends
Right.
because we're in a relationship."
Right.
I think that's so
kind of
whack.
that's a
Like, I don't
control
understand
thing.
that.
Or I don't like it. You know, you can't be around me when I'm around my homies. That kind of stuff, right? The control and compartmentalizing me, keeping me, you know, in a space where only you have access to me. That's a total flag. And you start seeing it by, I don't like you, you know, when you hang out with your homegirl or that homegirl, or, you know, that kind of stuff, or you spend too much time with your sister, or you spend too much time with your family or your kids. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. That is your normal life, and that is what you continue to do. If the person does not know how to find their space in your normal life, there is a red flag. Of course, you're going to
Right.
make some accommodations for them,
yeah.
right? Because it's a blending of lives and lifestyle. But when there are fundamental things that they want to change, it is a red flag.
Right. What's the red flag to you?
For me, if they don't spend time with their family or they don't talk about their family, for me, that's a huge red flag, because I'm a huge family person. And also, if they don't pay on the first date.
I mean, especially if they
What
ask
niggas
you out.
don't pay on the first date?
No, there's
Right,
some
right. Like who goes Dutch on the first night? Like,
She said, I heard.
like, I don't understand it. I don't understand that. It's like
Yeah, like if you ask a
you
woman,
looking at me
yeah, like,
when the check
You
comes.
don't
You
pay
looking at
when
me
the
like
check comes, and if you think we're going Dutch, I'm gonna pick up the check, and that'll be the last time you see me.
right,
Exactly.
right.
I mean that shit just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
blows my mind.
I don't. There's niggas out there like that.
Yeah,
Word.
I have a cousin that she says she went to the movies, and the guy brought out 100. He said, "I don't want to split the 100. You don't have change to pay for the
Wow,
movies." I
that was his
like,
game.
Yeah, and she stayed for the movie. I would have just left.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Laughing and been like, enjoy the movie.
What's the red flag for you, Sonny?
Bye. How you gonna get away from me?
Red flag. It's probably control. I don't like controlling people either. It just leads to.
Are there a lot of guys out there that are controlling?
Question of who you are.
Yeah. Like, are there a lot of controlling dudes out there like that's trying to tell y'all how to run y'all life type shit?
Yeah. I had a guy tell me I don't like that
Arie like,
lipstick
I don't
you're
know, I only
wearing.
know
It was
two niggas.
that bad. There was a guy that would tell me like I don't like that lipstick you're wearing.
What?
Or like I was also the guy.
But he
that
liked it when
the
he
guy
met
that
you?
I cheated on would tell me. I was young, okay, I was 16, so I didn't know that much. He would not let me wear shorts. Like if I would come with shorts, he would be like, go back home and wear some jeans. No shorts. Doesn't matter how short or how long. That was horrible. But I'm here now.
About how you dress.
And wear shorts.
Or who you could talk to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you can't talk to that person. Don't say nothing when my homeboys are around. That kind of stuff. It gets to like uncomfortable. You know, you're with me, you my girl. Why? I don't care if he said hi to you.
Yeah.
Don't say
look at the floor.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is a red flag.
I mean, that's the controlling. That's the manipulative.
Y'all hear
thing.
that? Fellas, stop being fucking weirdos. Stop trying to control these women.
Yeah, that's some
Let-
weird shit.
Let women do what they do. Like,
But you know the counter that some dudes I guess they'll be like, oh, you can't hang around with this guy even though he been your friend for 20 years. Like this is my friend. And the same thing, females shouldn't tell dudes that they can't have female friends neither. You know what I mean? Because it goes both ways. Like some females, they might sit up there and be like, oh, nah, you fucking if y'all friends. Why? Because she look good. Like that's just my friend. Like why can't dudes have good looking female
so
friends?
do y'all think men can have platonic friendships?
I don't know. My father said men can't have friends, so I
No,
believe
it's just
him, and that's why I'm
just
toxic.
That's just opinion. Everybody has their own opinion based on their own experiences.
I mean, that's what we asking y'all opinion. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I've had male best friends like my whole life. My actual like best friend in the whole world. We've been friends since we were 12. We've never messed around. He's very attractive. You know, it's not there. It's just we respect each other.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, let her finish, nigga.
I'm gonna let her finish.
No, go ahead.
If do you think if you approached him to have sex, do you think he'll have sex?
Oh my
with
God,
you?
I swear I was thinking that.
Oh, that would probably be weird.
Nigga, let her answer.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
The answer is yes.
Right now, no, he has a girlfriend, but if he was single, maybe yes. But I think that goes with. I mean, half of my homegirls have wanted to kiss me, so that doesn't mean anything. Like, I don't think that you look, if opportunity presents itself, and someone is not disciplined, a lot of people will do a lot of things, but that's not a reason to not have male or female friendships. Period. Just if you should be able to have a disciplined friend. The whole point should be: are they exuding self-control? That's what you should be looking at. Not is this person friends with an attractive.
Have choices. We
Right.
all
Yeah.
have
No. We all have choices, but
yeah.
but the point that I was making is that a controlling person will tell you not to have this.
Not to have.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I've had that before. And that's a red flag. Guys who tell you not to have
Women do it
male
too.
friends.
Red flag.
Women too, right? But
Yeah.
we're here to speak to the men.
Right,
'cause we're
exactly.
female
Yeah, but
female.
when you get in
Yeah. I mean, we got. I mean, of course, we're gonna add in ours. You know what I'm saying? But
we have to defend ourselves here.
Yeah, but when you get in a relationship, you're supposed to already know who to cut off. That's up to you. When you get in a relationship, you're supposed to know who to cut off.
That
You
point.
know that I'm gonna send a bad pic to this person, so I'm gonna cut you
That
off.
point.
yeah. Well,
You're supposed to know how to control yourself.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
so
if
let
you
me
got a
just-
friend,
let me
if you
just
got a
do.
friend that likes you, then all right. This probably ain't gonna work with me being in a relationship because you like.
let me ask the ladies this, right? You have a friend. You used to be intimate sexually with them. You were in a relationship, but
You gotta go.
But
Gotta go.
But neither one of you have been fully committed to each other. You understand that it's a fuck thing, right? But you tend to go back to each other, and then now you're in a relationship. Do you continue to give that person access where there's the possibility they could send you nudes because it's a practice that you've done in the past?
No.
I've never dealt with that. I don't have
No.
friends that
Okay,
No.
so
No.
you feel the boundary is
No.
like no.
You
there
have-
should
you
be
have
no
to dead it.
friendship. Yes.
So you gonna cut
Yeah,
him off?
you
totally?
have to dead it.
You gonna cut him off?
You
Totally?
gotta dead it.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah, you
they
have
should
to.
Here's
cut
my
him off. I
thing.
think
If he's
cut him,
if he's really your friend and he respects
No.
you and your situation, he ain't gonna be sending you nudes.
No.
He
but
saw-
you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
well,
do that
well,
in the
yeah.
first place. You should've
Yeah,
never
I-
done it.
But
He
I
saw
did.
into you.
Right. Yeah.
I don't
You
get
know,
nudes,
no.
by the way. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
No. It's a universal. It's a universal question. It's a universal question. So look. So I got a question. I got a question for Sonny, and I got a question for Sonny and Kay. Since you're not doing nothing, you ain't been with nobody. You're in a relationship, and y'all about to get married. No, because she ain't been with because the question
said that. He said, "You're not doing nothing. You with somebody. Do it. You with Kush."
Okay,
so doing whatever they want.
So look. So with you guys being Sonny and Kay, with you guys being, when you are with somebody, y'all being extra active in sex. Is there somebody that you call when you actually need it? You know what I'm saying, that nobody knows about? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has a need.
Why are you putting their business on blast?
Right.
I'm just asking. I mean,
I think it just depends on the person. You choose whether you want it or not.
I was really proud of you.
You know what I mean? Because everybody got somebody. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're in a relationship,
do y'all got booty calls on the side?
Exactly.
To his question
No,
right
That nigga Dice.
There you go.
No.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I was really proud of you.
Because women, because the thing is, I feel like women are a lot more slicker than men. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So therefore, you know what I mean? They might be doing something and you don't know. So therefore, it's like, yo, oh yeah, I got somebody who I could call to come pipe this shit down. You know what I mean? When it's time.
If they that slick, they ain't about to tell you on this podcast.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's not true. We've been very vulnerable and transparent. Go ahead,
You
Sonny.
have, for sure.
Answer
Definitely.
the question.
Hold on.
She said, go ahead. She said, Sonny, if you want to answer.
You can go first.
She said, you go first.
Maybe I put it
K a
this
whole
way.
G on this motherfucker.
Maybe I put it this way.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kay. They don't want to answer.
Oh, Sonny, you don't want to answer? I don't have anyone. That's a choice. I definitely agree that women, I wouldn't say we're slicker. I just think that we have more care.
Yes.
Men do not care, and I believe that we're smarter.
We're a little bit more thoughtful about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I have in the past.
Oh no, I didn't.
She said she has in the past.
I have in the past had someone that I called. But I'm a serial monogamy. It's so weird because anybody that I be with, they be trying to be with me. So it's like I can't just have a side thing. Like they get mad, like they don't want to date nobody else. So I think it's a lot tougher for women to have that because again, men feel like they own you.
Right.
It's hard for us to just have a little booty call.
I feel that.
Still don't want to answer?
No. She wanted her to answer first. My bad. I said it the wrong way.
So I'm not gonna be like, okay, let me know.
Yeah, that was my fault.
No. I haven't. Okay, I have before, but like recently, nah. Like when I'm like focused on what I'm doing, sometimes I feel like when I mess with people, it's like a distraction. Like, cause sometimes like women, I become more emotionally attached, and I try not to be. But if I'm with you spending the night and I'm with you seeing you all the time, it kind of be like, and then if somebody play you just a little or act a little funny, because sometimes once you start messing with somebody, they change. So if you change and try to play me, you will be, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, like right now, in a place where I'm at right now, nah. But I'm that person, either I'm doing it or I'm not.
I think men are messier now. I don't know if men are messier or is it right? Or is it social media? Because like, men are so gossipy, you almost don't even want to do that.
You don't want to because they, I swear, everything.
Women are the same way. Stop it. When y'all get that nigga swinging that hammer, y'all like, girl, hey, he swung that hammer.
I call it the hip hop cop. They giving you that hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody likes hip hop.
If you don't like this nigga up, dog. Come on, man. Come on.
You done laid it down.
Y'all this niggas gonna say something.
Y'all niggas say it's called you laid it down. I call it the hip hop. You know what I mean? You done gave her the hip hop cop. Everybody likes hip hop, so you done gave her what she likes. You know what I mean? You gave her the hip hop
I don't want you to hold back on my account.
No, I'm talking about holding back on Dice dumbass because Dice said this dumbass hip hop cop.
Nigga, that's just.
Anyway, I got a question. How was dating during the pandemic? Like, did any of y'all have people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Was y'all just scared? Like, hell no, get the fuck away from me, nigga.
Did you have a cuddle buddy for the pandemic? No cuddle buddy.
I made them go on hikes with me. If he survived the hike,
he didn't have COVID.
That's hilarious.
The pandemic, you know.
Two of them motherfuckers.
And I'm an
just
avid.
She tried to take me on some treacherous shit too.
I'm an avid hiker.
She tried to walk all high paced and all that shit.
Yo, have you done the hike at Topanga State Park?
You can't keep up with shit.
Going all the way out to Malibu to the Overview Mountain. That's the one right there.
I did that shit.
That's the one. I don't know how you survived.
I've
So
done
y'all
Escondido,
are a COVID couple. Y'all got together during the pandemic.
Yep,
Wow.
Oh wow, good for you.
sure did.
Yeah.
And I think dating now, I had not really been in a relationship since my second husband passed, and that was 21 years ago.
Wow.
And I focused on raising my daughters, and then I just got comfortable with being single and independent, right?
Right.
And it was
Ooh, yeah, I heard that happens. I'm scared of that. Like, how do you get out of that?
it's a real thing. But when my youngest daughter moved out in 2018, I said I wanted at least the experience of 6 months of living by myself before I considered dating, because I had kids young. I went from my mom's house to college having kids and to a marriage, and so there was never a point where I was alone, right? I didn't get a chance to really know what being alone and lonely felt like, because I felt what loneliness felt like in a room full of people. But having that and being able to heal myself in that time period, dealing with all my insecurities when all the extra noise is out, was something different for me.
Right. All right. So look. So check this out. Everybody in here is they have a kid and they're not with the kid's father, right?
Fuck no.
Okay. So how do y'all feel about child support?
Nope, non-existent.
Okay. Now when you listen. When you answer, I want you to give why.
What about it?
Like why you believe in it or don't believe
in it? Do you not believe in it? Is it something that you pursue?
No.
Let's go one at a time.
My baby daddy was in a very difficult situation. He is he's a drug addict. Okay, so I don't believe in kicking somebody when they're already down.
Right.
So if I could financially support my daughter with what I had going on, why am I going to go after him when he's already struggling? It makes zero sense. I couldn't do that to somebody, even if I hated them, and I don't hate anybody in this world. But I could not do something like that to somebody who's already struggling to just stay above water and stay alive.
Got you.
So that's why I chose.
Okay, how you feel about it?
Well, me, when I separated, I didn't say you're gonna give me this much money, or I didn't tell him anything at all. He did it out of his part, and I think that's what guys should do, and they should give you whatever they think. And I will never, and I have told him up to this day, and he knows this, that I'm not gonna ever tell him I need this for the kid, I need this, because he knows what a kid needs. You guys know how much, if I send them to childcare, you know how much that costs, around how much that costs. You can ask me how much that costs. So I believe in, but this is just me, I believe in I should take care of everything, and if he wants to help, he can help. He lives in a whole other state, so I'm doing pretty much the most of the child
care.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about it? About child support? Yeah.
Child support. I think it should be strictly about the child.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I think it's strictly about the parents deciding together what kind of life, quality of life, and access that the child should have to be prepared to be in this world, right? So we're talking about beyond the basics of home, food, shelter, right? What else does the child need? Education. Are we doing something other than what the basics are? I think that's called
knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge and a conversation, sports, anything. What are we trying to teach this child and give this child? I think that's what you have to look at. The child support is, how do I make sure they're going to be the best person in this world? No matter, you can't just assign a dollar amount to it.
Okay.
Right? Child support has to go beyond just the monetary part of it. The child support has to go on to the parenting and the physical and mental support. And I think people will get lost in that, because child support has been weaponized against the parents, right? Between the parents.
Right.
Yeah, particularly the men. but it's backfired on some women too. Right. And so I think the whole thing about child support is we've lost the purpose and vision of what it's really there for.
Yeah.
Right? Because what it's supposed to prevent is men out there having sex recklessly and not taking care of their offspring.
Yeah.
Right?
Hold up. It's not just men out there having sex recklessly. Because there's some women out there having sex recklessly.
100%.
To have babies by these men. So it's a two-way street.
But bruh,
I'm gonna add on that later.
In this day and time, you also have control. You also have control of birth control. We are just as equal in our ability to exercise birth control.
Yep.
You cannot just put it on a woman. So bruh, if you decide that you're gonna bust in her,
Okay, but okay. My thing is, what if the condom accidentally broke and you came in there and she decides to keep it and you were trying to prevent it, but she decides to keep it and then now she wants to.
Her body, her choice, her bill, her child. Give him a choice.
Yeah, but the problem is
you saying that
the problem
is
the
child support.
The court doesn't look at all of the circumstances. I think that's the law. Like we talked about in the beginning of the podcast, the law is not fair.
Right.
If you sleep with somebody, you were responsible. You had on a condom. It breaks, and she decides to trap you. You know. Also,
is that fair though? Is that fair?
Of course it's not. No,
it's not.
It's not. I don't think it's fair. I don't think
Anybody in their right mind
I
would
don't
say
think
no.
it's fair.
Right.
I don't think it's fair. I think that she should take a plan B or whatever it is that needs to be done. But then again, you know, there are ramifications to her body with that. So that's why I keep saying discipline. I've said it like maybe 5 times in this podcast. We have to start having more discipline of who we're sleeping with, what type. You got to have those conversations before you even lay down with somebody. If this would happen, then what? And then they could still lie. There's always all these variables. We can never fully circumvent everything, but we could try our best.
Right.
I don't like child support. I don't like the court ordered child support. I don't get child support, but I also don't like the way men will use the children to try to control you or not offer to help because you know you're not nice to. Like I don't want to feel like having children is a 50-50 shared responsibility, and if you're not sharing in the time, you should be sharing monetarily. And so what I often find is that women have the children physically more. So if she has the child physically, you should be contributing financially. If you both have the child 50-50, then you guys should be contributing 50-50 financially, you know, as well. But that very oftentimes does not happen. That has not happened in my cases with my 3 kids. Like I have the children more and I'm not getting the help that I need. So
I think it's about
weaponizing
weaponizing the children and that need to exact revenge upon each other for whatever wrongs you felt have been inflicted upon you, right? Yeah. So you use that child because you know that's what that other person cares about. And I think that's wrong. That's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. That child didn't ask to be here, should not be suffering. Again, what I say, your trauma.
How you feel about that,
Don't
Sonny?
Don't punish your child.
Don't punish your child for that.
Right.
Yeah.
How you feel about child support, Sonny?
I think it can be. I feel like I don't know. I don't have child support. I don't really have that with my daughter's dad. But the fact that when men don't look at the fact that I take my daughter to school, I look at it as if he takes care of his kid, I'm good. Like if you buying them shoes or getting half of the stuff and doing what you're supposed to do, I'm not tripping. But if you don't do nothing, no. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like, why should I have to pay all by myself, struggle all by myself? That's the problem with men. Like, they have a baby, they can go to the next girl, but at the end of the day, the woman has to take care of that kid, take that kid to school. When my baby's sick, I'm at home. When she got her arm hurt or when anything, who taking her to the doctor? Who's doing all that? I feel like women don't get enough credit. Yeah, like, it's a lot.
But it's also,
unless you're a good daddy, because I know dads that take care of their kids, like my homeboy. And I get,
but it's more easily accepted,
right,
for a man to walk away from the responsibilities of day-to-day caretaking of his child than it is for a mother to do so. Mothers
See,
get
absolutely.
shamed even more.
And
Women
men
get
do it all
shamed
the
even
time.
more. Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been a hands-on daddy ever since day one. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Right.
Out of the
As long as you do.
The part of the issue with that is unfortunately in this issue, the child physically comes out of the mother. Part of the rearing initially of the first year, however long, the child is attached to the mother, right? It's different. The bonding with a mother and a child is different than how it works with a father and a child. So that's part of probably where that stigma
But
comes from.
it doesn't
I don't
mean
know.
that doesn't.
Yeah,
Hold on,
I
hold
don't
on,
agree with
hold
that.
on, hold on, hold on.
I don't agree with that.
I don't necessarily
Yeah, I
agree
know.
because I know fathers
I
who
know
feed
that.
their children in the
do
middle of
that.
the night. Right. So there's a bonding that happens. However, what I'm saying is the optics and in terms of moral judgment, it has been more easily accepted for men to walk away from the day-to-day rearing of their children than it is for a woman to do so.
Right.
You
Because a
shit
man
on a
gotta
woman
work,
when a
a
mother
man
does
gotta
not
do
take
it.
care of her kids. She dropped her off at her child off at her the child's dad's doorstep. She's a fucking bitch and she's a bum.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like
You
this.
know what I'm saying?
So
I mean, and she is like the worst thing. But how come it's much more normalized for a man to be able to not be in the same house with his child?
I think for me personally, I'm gonna tell you like this. All right, I'm very everybody that know me, they know that I'm very hands-on with my kids. Right. I didn't grow up. Me personally, I didn't grow up with my dad. I didn't meet him until I was 16 to 20, and then I didn't see him again until he was 27. Until I was 27. Now we have a great relationship, but my thing is, I felt like I should have had him in my life, and I would never want to put my kids and feel the same way that I felt growing up without a dad. You know what I mean? Growing up and stuff like that. So I would never leave my kids. You know what I mean? I know a lot of men might feel differently. Maybe they grew up with their mom and their dad, and their dad, you know what I mean? Maybe they seen their dad treating their mom differently, or maybe they seen their dad cheating on women, and that's the reason why they might act a certain way. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I want to be there for my kids because I don't want them to feel what I had to go through, and I try to, you know, empower them and acknowledge them on things that's going to make them better when they grow up.
Right.
But let's also not shame like women that actually need the child support. Sometimes you have to go through court because you can't communicate with that person.
Right,
Maybe
yeah.
you can't really even talk to that person, and you need to go that route. So I don't want like women that that actually are getting child support.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
let's
Or
talk
are
about the
scared
cost
of
of child
I mean, but it could also
childcare right now.
yeah, but it could also
If
go.
you have childcare, let's talk about how much that shit costs to make sure your kid is safe while you at work.
I was paying that shit.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
Let's talk
funny.
about the cost of
And he didn't
childcare.
care.
But there's also things you got to think about too. Just like Arie said, she was like, okay, you know, her kid's dad, you know, he had problems and he was doing things like that. Now, if you put your child's father on child support and you know that he can't take care of this, and the only thing he's going to do is end up being locked up and he still can't pay for it anyway, then what's the point?
Right.
But those are evil, vicious people.
Right.
I can't.
That's called exacting revenge. That's not
Yeah.
actually
Trying to get-
looking
that's
for.
trying to get-
And then
From
because it's
attorney.
like if you know that this person could take care of the child and they're not doing it,
It's a
and
different.
That's one thing.
that's one thing. But if you know they can't do
take care of
it,
it,
If you
Yeah.
and you know they're gonna get locked up, it's like, okay,
Exactly.
Right.
you gonna get locked up anyway. So what's the point of even being on
Like
there?
some people that do that, it's like angry people, women, whatever that can't.
That's a
let
very
go, that
small
wanna
percentage
punish
of people.
Their significant other. Yeah, there's a lot of underlying
Right.
factors in that. You know.
Say
what I
that
mean?
again, Kay.
She said,
That's a very small percentage of people. If you look at the statistics, that's not what's happening.
my daughter's mom is one of those
What's
percentages.
happening? Yeah, and I'm very sorry for that. That's awful because I do know you personally, and I know that you work very hard and you take care of your kids. But
My daughter's
most women
24 and I'm
are
still, nigga, I'm still paying arrears. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, I take care of my daughter. She gets everything she wants, but you still want me to pay these arrears. But the thing is, the arrears built up because I was giving money directly to you.
Yeah.
So it built up.
Yeah.
So it built up, and now it's stopping me, from getting my passport to go and be better for my kids because you're being vindictive on things like that. All she got to do is go in there and say, bring it to zero, take them off. But, you know what I mean? Why are you still keeping a hold on me on our daughter, and you know she gets everything.
What did you do though?
I didn't do anything. She left me.
You did something to make her mad.
Nigga,
Why
no,
she leave you though? Nigga?
Because I'm gonna tell you, you wanna know why?
Honestly, it's a great relationship. I'm leaving.
No, honestly,
You're paying for cheating.
No, I didn't cheat. You know what I mean? Honestly, I was in.
They was on a pause.
Are y'all gonna listen to me? Are y'all gonna judge?
Yeah.
We gonna listen to you.
Okay, I went to college. She still was in high school. While I was in college, she ended up getting with a guy who she thought was gonna go to the NFL. He had a scholarship to Notre Dame for football, and she thought that would be the better choice for her. Didn't end up being that way. You know what I'm saying? And she made the wrong choice and left me. I didn't leave her. I thought we was gonna get married.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
horrible. I'm sorry.
That's some bullshit.
No, it ain't, nigga. I put that shit. Nigga, I put that on.
I know this nigga. I ain't falling for that.
Nigga,
shit.
I put that on my daughter. Nigga, like that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened when we had kids. When we had her, not kids, but when we had her, I thought that we was going to be together. You know what I'm saying? I was going to college to do my football thing, and she ended up leaving me.
Became the Dice we know, bro.
Yeah.
Nigga, stop.
That might have been the trigger right there, dog.
Anyway, that's what happened.
So, Dice, you need to go to therapy to handle those issues.
You need to talk to
You want to know what? You want to know? I think she need to go to therapy to take me the hell off child support.
Absolutely.
We can't hear you, man.
She's so used to
No,
it.
I mean because no. But the wild part about it is when she gets the money, she gives it right to my daughter. So it's like, why am I even on this? Because it's going directly to her.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? No. It's bad because I'm in arrears and I can't get out the country to do a lot of things that I got to do as far as business. Like I want to take my kids to travel. You know what I'm saying? You holding me back, knowing that I'm only in this because of I was giving you a lot of money. Because I used to sell drugs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
you shouldn't have been giving her the money. You should have went to the proper channel.
I know, but sometimes my kid might need it immediately, and it's going to take a week before the money to go through.
Yeah.
Do you have emails or text messages or anything saying any of that you could present in court?
I mean, not really. I think she's smart
You don't
enough.
have any
She's smart
emails?
enough not to say anything, and it's going to mess up whatever the
You
hell
know
she's
you
doing.
can fight this. You just need a good lawyer. Like it's not.
Yeah. I'm definitely thinking about it because this crazy. My daughter's 24 and I'm still paying arrears.
Well, Paul has given me the sign that we need to wrap this thing.
Nah, we ain't done. We can keep going.
He just talking.
Maybe we do part two.
Yeah. Okay. We had 2 hours, but we're not done.
Dice is having
He is
fun.
not
We're
done.
not allowed to
We
leave.
had 2 hours.
No, we still got more.
That you were talking about, Kay?
Listen,
Hell no, y'all
That's
ain't
the
leaving.
floor of you know how interviews go. We have questions that we don't get to, and it just based on the
He
flow
wants
of
to go the
conversation.
whole day.
Nigga, we got shit to do. I got shit to do. What the fuck is this
I'm
nigga talking about?
hungry.
Right, what the fuck are you talking about?
We can do a part.
Listen, I mean,
wants to get going when he don't have
okay,
no food.
real quick. I had an important question. I had an important question for y'all. Why do you think it's so hard for a woman to break through and be successful in a quote unquote man's world?
Because you just said it, it's a man's world.
No, but
Oh, I don't subscribe to that because
It's
out
a
here
battle
lit.
every day. We don't get
I
equal
missed the
pay.
damn
We don't
question.
get treated the same.
I said, why do you think it's so hard for a woman to break through and be successful in a quote unquote man's world?
Period.
Because of the perception of women in this world.
And so, what needs to happen?
Perception needs
Y'all need to die off.
Damn.
Change your
All
perception.
right, listen.
How about the lack of fear? Let's just be real. Men do not want to share power with women.
Yeah.
That's why you have to create
that's
your
not
own
true.
spaces.
He does, but not.
No, that's why you have to create your own spaces. That's why I created my own business, because I was with a man who had millions of dollars, and by the way, he lost it, and now I'm the person with that, So, but I say that to say, no, they don't want to put you in a position of power because then they can't control you. But you don't have to depend on them. You create your own spaces, and then you also create those spaces for other women. And that's why I invest in women-owned businesses, because we have to do it. We cannot depend on them.
I love that.
And you want to know? You want to know?
Don't step his shit up.
You want to know what's crazy? Every product that I have in my barbershop right here is all black owned and is all by women.
Ooh, I love that.
Let's go.
Love it. That's where it starts. Start supporting
You know what I'm
us.
saying? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Garrick's here, and Kay, we supposed to get some of your stuff in here too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Change starts with you.
yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
gonna start with me, and it's gonna trickle down to my kids, because I have my daughter's products in here. My daughter's products is in here. You know what I'm saying? So that it's gonna start off.
And Dice's daughter's products are amazing by the
it's
way.
like I say, right? Like even I just did a post, kind of off topic but not off topic. I just did a post and I said, please comment below all small businesses. I am only buying from small businesses for Christmas this year because we went through a pandemic. Everyone is struggling and everybody is working hard. And Kay,
she finally said something smart like Dice.
Shut up.
Nigga, you ain't said shit smart all
I think
fucking
we need to
podcast.
be more purposeful with the money that we spend. Like for example, my daughter's getting married next month, right? And we're out in Vegas, and I said I wanted a caterer, but I was specific that I wanted a minority-owned, caterer. Yeah. Someone I want to invest in businesses, the flowers, decorations, the party rentals, all of that. I want to be specific with my dollars. I may not have a lot of money, right? In terms of like, I'm not a billionaire, but every dollar I spend when I can consciously,
you're mindful of it.
I'm mindful of it because that's my power.
Yep.
That is my voice.
And it even just starts with plugging people in. So, Kay, I'm going to book your food truck for something.
Oh yeah, I was telling her about your food truck.
And I had just mentioned that, and I appreciate friends like that say, hey, the girl who's going to be on here, Kay, she has a food truck. And I'm like, bet, okay, that's who I'm going to use. Even though I've talked to 4 or 5 different people, let me support somebody that's in our circle, that's our friend, that is making strides to improve and elevate in their life for them and their kids.
Yep.
I want all of our
so
ladies
you know
on
what I mean?
here
I'm gonna give you her info.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you her
information. Let's help each other out. You know what I'm saying? Let's build that bond. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right, so like you said, we coming to the end of it. So let everybody kind of let the world know where they can find you. Let them know what you're about. We gonna close out.
Yes. Okay. Let me start this off. So I'm an executive producer, my co-producer here. We launched a show called Damas. It's like the real, the view, the talk for Latinas, by Latinas. We don't have representation like that in English that just represents our culture, that taps into it. So we've created that space and it's doing very well. We just launched 5 weeks ago. We're already getting a lot of great inquiries from networks and channels. So we're very excited about that. So if you guys follow us on Damas on TV, it's DAMAS on TV. We would appreciate you guys to view, share, comment, support, because you know how social media literally dictates our success, unfortunately. And then I also have a content creation studio space in Mid-City. It's called Made Studios LA. 7 different backdrops. You can use it for podcasting, recording, pictures, photography, all that good stuff. So please support small businesses and support our dreams.
Right, yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
You? Oh, well, you can find me.
Did you give me? Oh, you have.
No, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, please support us at Damas on TV. Watch our videos. They're
what
funny.
About your personal Instagram? So
Aurabella, Aurabella Hernandez.
We're gonna change that so it's easier.
That shit way goddamn long.
And my name is just Arie Rose on Instagram. Mine's just Arie Rose on Instagram. So if you guys type in Arie Rose, ARIE ROSE on social media, you guys will find me.
Yeah, with just my first name, you can probably find me. Nobody has that name.
Okay. What you got? Come on, Sonny. Come on, Sonny.
What's she say her goddamn name was?
Tell everybody.
I've tried everything.
Listen. Let everybody know. This is our outro.
Following everybody.
Right. Okay, y'all. So make sure y'all follow me on all platforms. It's I am so sunny. IAMSO sunny, like the sunshine. SUNNY. Look forward to like funny videos, comedy videos, probably some fitness sketches and stuff. And I'm going domestic violence. I didn't get to touch on it that much, but I was in a domestic violence relationship, so I'm like really for it. I'm doing soon like a domestic violence series just for girls to like reach out and be able to find people for help in the future. And just follow me on all platforms. Oh,
hold on, these your abs?
I
know. God damn, you see her abs? Hold on. I'm gonna follow her on social media. I'm about to throw up all this liquor I just drank.
You can follow me on IG, Teresa Fung 1. That's PHUNG 1. I actually focus more on corporate America. What my goal is to change the makeup of the entertainment industry, right? So I work for a PR agency. It's called ID. We represent a lot of A-list clients. And understanding what a program that we had launched this year was an apprenticeship program where there aren't a lot of people of color that are publicists, right? That can manipulate, and I say that loosely, that can really influence the media, right? In terms of the narrative and how people are seen. There is a whole community of people, and they're called publicists. They're strategic communicators, right? And they create how you're viewed and perceived and the opportunities that may be open to you, right? And we don't have enough people of color that are doing that for people of color, right? What they're doing is, what has happened in the past is they're taking people of color and homogenizing their view, their vision, and their perception and persona so that it's accepted in a lot of homogenized homes, right? That means that we have to censor ourselves. So if you have a publicist that can actually talk about your goals, who you are as a Latina business owner, right? As a Latina woman in this world, right? And talking about your community. You don't want that silence. So someone who can actually help you understand from that standpoint, you want someone who can represent you that way.
You're hired.
Right?
Just kidding.
Again, this is about outside of professionally what I do. I think it's about sharing knowledge with each other. And this is how we continue to empower each other.
And you're going to help us out with our podcast.
Absolutely, 100%. But when you follow my Instagram, you'll see a lot of things that I like to educate people.
And give me Instagram one more time.
Teresa, THERESA, PHUNG 1.
All right, now come on, Kay.
Number one.
The number one, because I am the one.
It's on you, Kay.
Okay.
You can find me at K Cola on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. My businesses, you can follow them at Organigrow Hair Co, at whohurtyou.com, and at the Flavor of Creole.
And that's KAYCOLA, right?
LA, KAYCOLA.
All right. Hey, this has been very
it was
enlightening.
dope.
I appreciate
like
all you ladies actually coming in and kicking it with us. You know what I'm saying? Enlightening us. You know what I'm saying? Giving these guys some education.
This is round one. We probably need to do this again.
We definitely got to do this again.
Yeah, because we didn't even get to a lot of shit that I wanted to get to.
Yeah, boy, I just want to keep y'all motherfuckers there all goddamn day.
Not because it was flowing. Because it was flowing so good. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is flowing. Like, it's very informative. I like it. Right. Like we need to do more of these.
So
thank you,
y'all know what it is. Y'all can follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Talk Like This, DISS, and that's an underscore between each word. Also, too, if you want to drop us a line on the email, you can hit us up at btldpodcast@gmail.com. So I am your host, Trey the Barber,
and this your other host, Dicethebarber.
Could say peace.
K
Cola in the building.
K Cola.
I love you. I hope you heal. I love you. I hope you heal.
Shoot your name.
Give y'all names. We
Shoot your name.
Oh, Aurabella. Arie Rose.
You skipped over yourself.
You going.
Teresa, send love to all my sisters and brothers out there.
I am so sunny.
And we out this bitch. Peace.